Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Patrick Seta.
And Luke Young.
And today we've got on turntablist / DJ and producer, Mr. DIBBS. Give it up, boys.
Yeah! Slayer!
Fuck yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So what's up? How you doing?
Chilling, how are you?
You're chilling?
Looking fucking good.
Oh, thanks.
You're looking excellent, bud.
Yeah.
You got to pick one when you come in and right off the bat.
I like this.
Right
Man,
out-
we
right
got
out
it.
the
We're
gate.
bonding already.
We're going to bond.
Dude, there's so many things to start this thing off with, but I guess we'll lead it in like this. You said she's here. You got your wife Laura here in the background, right? If you might hear a voice or whatever, so that's Laura in the background. But yeah, ethereal presence or whatever. But you said she's
the
here
bodyguard.
in case you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, because eventually there might be a point. You said you've got like brain damage or whatever that might like detract or whatever. What's that?
What?
What's going on there? Can we talk about that?
It's happening now.
No, it's not. Well,
Are you scared? Is she hurt you?
No.
Is she hurting you?
well
She's
look,
like, he's like looking at her for like, can I talk about
hey,
this?
I don't,
If she wants to,
I'm
jump
not
in.
saying she's hurting me. I'm
So
saying
we're
I
jumping
need
in
to,
already.
I'm gonna
Let's
go
do it.
So
I'm going to come back from the... Oh, never mind. I wasn't talking about it.
so basically, way back in the day, I mean, it's pretty well known about his problems with alcohol, and so on 2 different occasions, he has died and come near death. So, with those things happening, for 53 seconds, the first time he actually did die.
From alcohol?
Yes. So his
Holy
liver failed.
shit.
Yeah, his liver failed.
Oh, hold on.
He's
I get
treating
a
it like
fucking-
some hell of an
I get a-
achievement.
I'll explain.
Talk right
The
into
the first one is an achievement. I'll take a round of applause now.
Okay.
Golf clock. Thank you.
Dead for 53 seconds? I feel like that is.
Thank you very
That's
much.
a record.
impressive,
It's
bro.
fucking wild.
So lots of things happened, but because of all the goose, which was the vodka was
That was back.
The Grey
was
Goose?
his
That was
thing.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, he there's some things he forgets. So
I don't forget the great.
So,
news.
well, it was the him dying and getting cut from the oxygen that did it in.
So his liver failed, which means like you back up completely with fluids, and
It
it means your
goes-
heart can't pump appropriately.
Okay.
And so then you go into cardiac arrest.
How did you survive this? Like, well, I guess you don't know how you survived it. It's probably.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Let's get into it.
Can you tell us the whole story?
How did this...
I woke up and they were getting ready to paddle my chest again with the what is it called? What
The
is it called?
defibrillator.
Defibrillator?
That thing. And
Yeah.
I now in my mind you have to understand I swung like a complete thug. I Tyson swung at the dude.
Yeah.
The reality is I probably was like
Like a left-handed softball pitch.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? You were dead. I'm like, fuck you. You know, it's an argument. You were dead, and he talked for like 30 seconds, and I was like, yeah. Taking a nap. You know, I'm back taking a nap. So I died. And when they finally elaborated, so the reason I came back, well, I don't know. I still had some shit to do the first time.
Well, I mean, what did they do to you to
Nothing.
get you back? Like, if
was
you had
like
liver
willpower?
failure at
Oh,
that
how
point.
did I beat it? I beat it by doing organic juicing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So
For
you
about-
Obviously, the absence of alcohol was the first
Oh, that
thing,
helped.
and then a good diet, and then they were going to put him on a liver transplant list, but that he really that's where he was heading.
Fuck.
Right. So it's called a MELD count, and it's basically the function of your liver. And he wasn't supposed to do as well as he did, but like organic juicing, no alcohol, obviously, eating better, and we got his health back to where he's almost
Dude.
functioning at a normal
So
level.
I had, what is it called? What is psoriasis?
No.
Cirrhosis.
Not,
Cirrhosis is
right.
right.
This is
Alcoholic
skin
cirrhosis.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So cirrhosis, and so that's how the liver transplant thing was supposed to happen. But because of the juicing, I got rid of it.
Really? So
And
it
you're not
helped-
supposed to be able to do that. But
So it's gone now?
yeah,
Oh, shit.
So your
I'm
body's
the-
incredible.
I'm the heavy drinker mess of the podcast, so like
yeah.
juicing, like that's what I got to turn to eventually. All right. How
not-
hard were you going though? Like this is what worries me because I go
well,
pretty hard sometimes.
I would do.
All right.
I would. This is the entire time I'm awake. So there's no. The only time I'm not drinking is when I would be asleep.
Okay.
He means passed out.
Passed out. There was no sleeping either. If I said I went to bed, it means I was sleeping. Passed out on the couch, the floor, fell through the kitchen table, took a nap there, backyard, front yard,
Right.
garage, car.
And it was all vodka all the time?
At the beginning, it was vodka. It would be about that bottle of vodka.
Grey Goose.
He's holding up like a gallon size,
Two
like a
of those.
handle of vodka.
Two of those a day.
2 of those a
No,
day?
but the Grey Goose was during the atmosphere time because that's a different story. But we didn't. I didn't understand that I was actually paying for it. As shit was backstage, you didn't realize where that money came from that paid for it. So when I found out that, I went to whatever the shittiest vodka you have is.
Kamchatka.
The worst.
Pop-Off?
The
Kroger stuff?
No, it had a wolf on it.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Strablagadal.
Yeah, something like that.
And so 2 of those,
A
and
Russian
then
church on the back.
yeah, and then after I died, then I didn't drink for a while, and then when I decided to drink again, it was the shittiest beer you could find.
Colt 45?
211.
211.
211. And then I followed that with the exquisitely shitty Steelhouse.
Oh my God! Like an ice house
That
on
Ice House.
steroids.
Ice House
Yeah.
Edge.
Ice House
Ice
Edge,
House
that's what it
Edge,
was.
there you
That was fucking. I still have the last can of beer I drank before I
He would
went back to
routinely
the
fight the
hospital.
bums at Kroger Ferguson
yeah.
for whatever cans of Ice
You'd
House
fight
Edge.
It's
them?
mine, motherfucker. It's mine.
If you saw him taking the last can,
He
you're
would-
gonna
he would
be
get-
ready to swing on fuck faces
No, I'm
about
talking
that.
throwing each other into the fucking beer shit.
God,
Seriously? Yeah.
oh, that's wild.
But I won because I know everybody. If I go to a store, I go to that store.
Religiously.
Where
every
everybody-
day.
I know
work there
everyone's.
near you?
I know every cashier, every bag person, every deli person. So if I
My social security number.
So if you slam someone
wish him happy
into
birthday.
an alleyway, everyone's like, "Oh, that's just
that's just
yeah.
dibs.
that's
That's
Yeah,
just
fine.
dibs. It's good. It's all good." That's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. We were at a POS show in Columbus, and there was a little altercation in the street, and they were like, "Yeah, we walk up and we see Dib's wife fighting in the middle of the street," and we're like, "Yeah, Cincinnati."
represent.
she was twirling around a girl like a rag doll in the middle of the street, just throwing her around.
That makes me feel better because I don't drink that heavy. Did you ever have like a moment where you were drinking light, or was it full blown like alcohol addiction, like you just fucking handles of vodka, or what? Did it start as like a slow pace?
Yeah, I started. I didn't drink for like 6 or 7 years, and then we were playing a show at the Fillmore West, and it was like super high pressure fucking show. And like I'm like, if I nail the opening of this, I want a beer. I told Blueprint, bring me beer, and he was like, oh yeah, yeah, and I nailed it. And he brought like 10 beers and put them up there, and that was the first time I had a drink in like 6 years, and it didn't really bother me. It was just
Right.
beer, and then I don't know.
You felt like you'd be fine after that beer? Like, I'm gonna be cool.
I was
It's
kind
all
of cool.
good.
I was good with the beer, and then it was the weight thing. I didn't want to gain all this weight from the beer after
Right.
having done the Atkins diet for like 10 years of meat,
It's me right now.
Swiss cheese, and bacon. This is before they had bars and shakes. You just ate fucking bacon, Swiss cheese, and
Love
mayonnaise.
it.
That's it.
Love
it was
it.
fucking great. You didn't have to think about
Love
shit.
it.
I
Those
literally
were the days.
God
had like
damn it.
8 pounds of cooked bacon, Swiss cheese in the fridge. Ugh.
It's like a keto diet before the keto shit happened.
Keto
pretty
is
much.
just Atkins with some vegetables mixed in there. That's all. Don't let it fool you. That's all that shit is. Meat, and you
You
just
heard it here, folks.
you put a fucking leaf on there, and you think you're just eating meat and cheese, and mayonnaise is so good.
right on. But then you. then
Oh,
it-
and so
This dude.
I didn't want to fuck the diet up, and someone was like, "Well, you should just drink like vodka because there's
No sugar.
no carbs and shit in there." I'm like, "Oh," and I had like a vodka diet. I thought it tasted disgusting, and then when I had like shitty hooch vodka, I was like, "That burns. It tastes like shit, and that's what I want." No chaser, no mixer, no nothing, just vodka.
What's the idea behind that? You want to know that you're drinking gasoline the whole time that
What
you're
the
drinking
fuck's
it?
the point of a chaser? You trying to get drunk, or you trying to, part? Hey, look what I got! I mixed mine with a Monster and a White Claw. Fuck that! I drank vodka.
Okay,
No OJ, no straw.
that makes sense. I guess if you
It
just want to
burns.
get fucked up.
It's pain. That's
Right.
good. Pain is good, right? Yeah. Just say it.
Yes.
Pain's good.
Pain's good.
Plus, you had to buy. There's something else you had to buy.
Right.
And
So-
then this led to dying again. Like this is a second.
I want to
like-
That
learn
was the
more
first
about that. What's it? What'd you feel like afterwards when they were like, "Hey, you died"?
So the
and
first,
did you feel like what that experience? What was that like for you?
It's black.
It was
empty.
One
Emptiness.
minute I'm sitting there and I'm like, look, I'm taking a nap. You do that. You take a nap. And I lay down, and then I woke up. I had been dead. The only thing that I remember was it's like flatliners when they're coming back and the light rushes toward you. Well, the light rushing towards you is you waking up. It's different than waking up from being passed out or asleep. You were dead. So it comes back and then there you are. You're like, shit.
That's fucking.
Oh, the
crazy,
same
son.
fucking dudes are here. Great. It's the same asshole doctor and Mr. Paddle Pants there fucking, stabbing my chest with thing. That's it. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Basically, so there's no, there was no ladder to climb. There was no hell. There was no heaven. It was just black, and it was very calm. I was chilling. Not even gonna fucking lie. I was chilling. Just,
Chilling.
So
You
being
were just
dead was
vibing.
solid. So being dead was solid.
I think so. I mean, it sucks if you have shit to do, or people are like, well, I didn't, I'm still in love with this broad over here. I don't want to die. That's what you have to think about. Like, well, it could be anything. You could be like, man, I totally didn't finger Tammy. That's you. And I got to get back to do that. I didn't learn how to blow myself.
Yeah.
You want to get back and accomplish it. You just wake up.
Saw a rib off.
And that's
really
the first
get in
thing you
there.
learned how to do.
You need to saw a rib off. I didn't have to saw shit off.
You're saying you accomplished this feat.
Giant dick energy? Is that what your point of? Are we looking for confirmation?
Is
he
it
got a real
dick,
piece
or
on him?
like he's able to blow himself?
He got a real hammer?
I'll take a golf clap on that.
Okay. Golf clap for Mr. Dibbs' huge cock.
Moving on from my husband's huge penis.
Thank you very much.
A
I'm
baby's
scared.
arm clutching an apple.
Right, exactly. It's impressive.
Wow.
I didn't marry him because he's cute.
Yeah.
What?
Big dick swinging over here like a pendulum. That's fantastic.
Swinging
All
past
right.
his knees. This player over
Let's
here.
get past all the. We don't have to
So-
talk about like
So
alcoholism
wait,
and all
no.
that. but-
So how'd you feel after you were told that?
What?
Like we only talked about like what the experience was like. I'm just
First
saying,
time,
like,
the first time you're like, holy shit, and like, it's weird. The first time everyone's like, wow, man, you died, you came back, it's gangster as fuck. And then when you die again for the same shit, the whole gangster as fuck thing is gone. Now it's like, way
Oh,
to go,
fuck, we gotta get you
way
some
to
help.
go, asshole.
So the second time was right before he played. I can't remember the name of the festival. Uban, yeah. So he was playing. It was kind of like an RSE reunion, basically. So Atmosphere was playing. Prof was there.
Nice.
Murs was playing. Nas, Machine Gun Kelly. That one little thing that I didn't like. I can't remember his name. We'll just keep going. Anyway, and so then I had flown in Brother Ali to do Pitch Black Noon with him for his set, and so it was like this massive time, and he was drinking a bunch again, which was awful. And then that show was on Saturday, and the Wednesday before the Saturday that he played at Uban with all these people, he decides to take a nosedive backwards down the stairs.
oh no.
Yeah, so
I had a
Did you just black out on the stairs?
so yeah,
don't know.
he had passed out already, and I'd put him on the couch because I can't obviously carry him upstairs, and then
calling me fat.
I did not. Anyway, so then I thought he was good and asleep, and I went ahead and went to bed, and then all of a sudden I just hear this A-bomb go off where he got to the top and then just fell straight backwards. So anyway, we ended up with a broken ankle, broken rib, subdural hematoma, a couple
Holy
of
shoulder.
his shoulder was out, and so I basically said, if I take you to the hospital now, you're not gonna get your show, and this is gonna suck. So what are we gonna do? So he played Uban. I think a lot of people knew.
Is that what?
The show must go on.
Is that what on the Pat's internet sucks ass? So if we fucking click on
Cody
shit,
doesn't know how to
is that what
type.
this is right here?
No, that's actually an LP thing. That was like a long,
Okay.
that was
No, that picture is.
no, that's not LP. LP they did another
That's from
shoot like that.
the Scandal. When Scandal passed, that was from a tribute show.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we'll get back into that. I was just curious, but what, as you were saying though,
Oh no! So he played that show, and kind of people didn't realize how
that's
sick.
that's a
how
big
sick
dick
he
move
was.
right there. There
I
was
had a dent in my. I didn't even notice till like years later when she showed me the picture. A dent in my head. You could have poured like a giant shot in. Like
For real?
Damn.
Oh
well, I don't
my
know where it was,
God.
but it was.
well, no, the swelling was on the outside. It looked like
Yeah,
he had a little
so-
chapeau on.
So he's playing the show with a dent in his head.
He's playing the show half dead.
Metal.
So
oh my god.
dude.
so
I went up there with a. I walked up
Fundo
with
was
a cane.
there, a dear friend of ours. He used to be a DJ for Prof. He was there, and we had got him a cane because his ankle hurt so damn bad. And then so we're
Off.
after the show, we're like back in the back, and we're all sitting talking, and this door opens, and I hear Laura, and I turn around, it's Slug and Murs, who obviously are good friends, and Sean's making me come over, and I go in the trailer, and he basically grabs me and kind of sits me on the couch, and he's like, "What in the F's wrong with Brad?" Am I allowed to cuss on this? It's a
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
say
he's like,
whatever
"What
you
the
want."
fuck's going on?" And I just started bursting into tears. And anyway, that was that. And then we were in the hospital for 11 days on that second time.
God
the morning
damn.
after Uban.
Yo, so you did Uban, and how did performing work? Could you keep your shit together enough to
I
like?
It's completely together.
I walked up.
What?
Yeah, I walked up with the cane. They all thought the dudes that were like throwing the show. They thought it was part of like Willy Wonka.
Like a Willy
it was
Wonka
an
some
act.
shit.
Like I'm using the cane to walk. I cannot fucking stand up. This ankle is snapped.
Meanwhile,
Like,
you got a dent in your head, like a cereal bowl.
And
What the fuck?
And so when I get up there, they're all looking. Laura and Travis from Raised by Wolves set up all my equipment. I didn't even set up the equipment. I looked, made sure it all worked. Slug was gonna do the intro part. He looked at me and I nodded my head. He talked for a second, and then once the music played, nothing hurt.
You just
Jump.
did your thing.
Didn't care about my ankle, didn't care about my head, played the whole thing all
That's
the way
wild.
through, just blasted them. Destroyed it. Giant mosh pit. Everybody's going nuts.
That's metal.
Ended it with, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Walked out to the edge of the stage, put my arms up like, fuck you. And then, like, you're up front and you're kneeling down. You're right there at the edge of the stage. You're waiting to ask me something. I knelt down. I'm like, what? And you're like, dude, that was so awesome.
said, oh,
Can you
shit, he
sign
can't
this?
get
And
up.
I
Go
signed,
get him, go
I
get him,
signed
he
your
can't get up.
autograph.
Yeah.
Like, I signed your autograph. Like, and you're like, dude, it was nice to meet you. And I realized I can't get up. But I don't tell you. And you're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't get up. Now I told you, like, huh? I'm like, I can't get up. You're like, get up. I'm like, I can't stand up. And I'm like, well, now my ankle's broke and hanging out and shit. And the head's yeah, now everything hurts because the music is gone.
The adrenaline's gone.
She had to send Bombay.
Yeah, DJ
Sent
Bombay.
Bombay over to pick me up. Like, hey, let's go. And play it off like James Brown, exhausted, put the cape on and carry me off.
Right.
But they drugged me wherever. And then they went and watched. Didn't you go watch Nas? And I just kind of laid there.
Go
like
to the hospital.
Bro, you're like
That's
a
all I can
Spartan
think.
musician
I
warrior.
did.
This is fucking
we went to the
insanity.
hospital. We
Really,
went back
the
to
big
the
thing
house
is
and
don't
partied
drink.
it. We went back to the house and
Yeah,
partied.
there was a party
At
at
a
our
party.
You
house.
went to the party and then the
At my
hospital.
house.
It was at our house. Yeah.
And then the hospital.
And then the hospital the next day.
We went to the hospital.
What? Hold on. Your bones out of your ankle?
No, it wasn't that
Well,
bad. It was
it's-
broken, but it
it's
wasn't.
broken.
Poking?
It was not.
Poking me, but not poking out. Not compound. This is all broken. I can't figure out what the fuck, why everything hurts.
Partied, dude.
So I just kept drinking. Because if I was
Okay,
really
so
drunk,
she
it
just
just-
handed me his phone, and it's a
damn,
picture. I don't
man.
know if people will be able to see it, but he's got a swollen belly, like he's pregnant.
This is
in
what
this
happens when
picture.
your liver fails,
yeah, that's-
and this all happened very quickly.
Holy shit.
So he
Was
went to
that
bed.
surreal?
He went to bed one night.
You gotta get to tilt
Yeah,
the
maybe
phone.
you see it. He went to bed one night with a completely normal abdomen and woke up this way.
Yeah, see if it pops up better on the screen. It's
There it
wild. YouTube. If
There
the
you go.
people
Oh
watch on
my
YouTube,
God.
his belly's swollen like he's got a fucking 9.
Did it hurt?
My pregnant girlfriend. It looks like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that
like
one.
ten
She was
minutes.
That
pregnant.
didn't hurt at all. I'll tell you. So I went to bed normal. Like, went to bed. And I woke up. And when I rolled out of the bed, I'm rolling out of the bed, and I'm like having trouble getting out. And then maybe I drank too much. I'm like hung over and like, ugh. Now I finally stood up, and I'm like, it's fucking weird. Get in the shower, and I'm like, nah, 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 nah. You look down, I'm like, where's my dick? Fuck, where are my feet? Where's it? And so my belly, then I noticed. And I went a few days with that. That was from the first time, right? I went a few days with that before I went to the hospital. I was still running the restaurant I had back there.
You were just like, where'd these extra 60 pounds come from?
Overnight?
It was
Literally.
40, 45? 45. 46, something like that.
Oh my God.
They took, you know that the thing when they talk about you're going to get a rabies shot and like the needle's this long?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. But when they took me down into this room in the bowels of the hospital, it was like industrial, like they're going to
Oh my God.
drill my head.
Where am I
Thoracentesis.
going?
It's a thoracentesis. So they stick a big needle in his belly.
So
to
he
drain
goes, the
fluid.
doctor goes, you know that thing about rabies and the needle? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, it's not true. I'm like, oh. He's like, but this is. And so here's this foot-long needle. And he's like, so do you want some, to numb you up? I'm like, for what?
That's gonna
He
suck
just-
ass no matter what.
Sticks it in your stomach. You're watching on the screen. They start draining it into these like quart bottles.
What is it, blood?
Bile.
No,
Bile.
it's abdominal fluid. It's free fluid in the belly. Which
30
is what's
Oh my God, dude.
32 quarts.
It's from what happens when your liver fails, which is why the moral of the story
Shocking.
is don't drink because it fucks everything up.
32
You hear this,
quarts.
Cody?
God damn.
I'm saying,
Are you
I-
learning?
They're telling me all this while I'm drinking a cold 45, and I'm feeling bloated. Like I ate a fucking 12-inch Philly cheesesteak before I got here.
You're
and I'm
okay
just
right
like,
now.
God,
You're
I'm about to die.
You're not even remotely close. You don't have the mustard eyes yet.
Oh, did you have the
He
jaundice?
talks about the mustard
Looked like
You had
eyes.
the
his
jaundice
looked like his
mustard?
fucking shirt.
Wait, see
Really?
this?
Yeah.
So he looked like that before the. So I got a while to go. Is my eyes look good, guys?
It looked
We
pretty
cool?
good, clear.
All right, we're
A
good.
little yellow.
All right, keep drinking then.
Don't make him
When it
think
starts
they're
getting yellow,
Hey,
that's
when they
I worry.
start getting yellow, you know what you do? Eye drops.
like getting too high.
Man,
I had alcoholism.
I had
somehow.
like 10 bottles of eye drops in the cabinet, and she'd, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing.
Wait, hold on. Eye drops really does cover up yellow from jaundice?
No, I
You
think
gotta
he's
ask
fucking
her
around,
if that
man.
worked. No, I was really putting
kidding.
eye drops in and just wasn't doing anything. But
Eyes are on fire.
But in my mind, it looked great.
You were drinking a fucking handle of vodka,
had-
2 a day.
I had the Japanese eye drops that burnt to begin with, and I was just,
You just like it when shit hurts, don't you? They try
Yeah.
to numb you up for your shot, for your fucking giant horse needle. He's like, nah, fuck it. I'll
What's
take
the
it.
point?
Actually, can you put it through my dick hole and then like drain the fluid through the dick?
that would
Like,
have
is that
worked.
possible? That's
How long
manly
was
shit,
that?
dude.
Huh?
How long was that procedure?
I don't know, 30. You just lay there.
And you watched
30
it happen
minutes?
and it didn't bother you at all?
What's the point of having the shit done? The only thing I don't like is scalpels. I can watch it after it's cut open. I just don't like the way you could do it with a dull knife, and I would think that was cool, or a nail, or an axe. But something about the scalpels freaks me out.
I'm a
But-
pussy. I don't like that stuff.
But he just put it in there, and I just sat there and watched. And he's like, "All right," I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." And I watched it go in the thing, and I watched the lady cap it off, and I'm like,
How did you feel? Did you feel like you were losing 45 pounds?
Yeah, I stood up, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like they took half out then and half out like a week later. So I went in like and came out like 170 pounds.
That's wild, dude.
I looked like a fucking crackhead, man. I looked like shit.
Did they have to, what do they do?
That is such a wild experience.
But you know what
dude.
the best part of all that was? Like, they drained it all, and I wasn't going to drink. And in my mind, I looked good. I was 170, 175. I was putting on clothes I hadn't worn since high school and shit. Like, check it out. Hey, you like that, right? Look at me basking this motherfucker. You see this? Sexiness. And then as soon as you're off the medication, everything, you're back to just your normal your normal fat returns.
Right.
Not the giant wheelbarrow of used whatever
Now-
that. Yeah.
When you were going fucking wild like this, was it just alcohol? Were you throwing cocaine in the mix and pills and fucking heroin and stuff like that?
Never did heroin, pills. Never did pills. Did I? I think I took one pill one time and threw up because they didn't know I was taking the pill. I thought it was like aspirin or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Me and weed don't get along at all. Like, I will ruin your high. You're high.
Do you get weird?
You're high.
Like
weird,
paranoid?
like acid trip weird.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So about every 6 years, someone will be like, "You should try some of the new weed." It doesn't matter. It can be brick pack bullshit, or it can be clusterfuck 7.
Right.
And I'm gonna act exactly the same and just ruin your night. So
Do you get paranoid too, like anxiety and fucking like
Gotcha.
freaking
Are you
out,
looking at me?
pacing around, like I don't want to be high anymore,
Yeah.
like that type of dude?
No, that's immediate. The first thing that happens is crawl. I feel it coming
It's
up
not
my
for
back,
everyone.
And then I'm like, how do I make it go away? And there's only one way to make it tolerable. What's my meal? What's my meal?
What is it?
What's he eat? How's he
What's
fix
the
it?
cure?
A triple decker turkey sandwich with extra cheese and extra mayonnaise.
Where's the turkey come from?
Is it boar's head?
It's shaved
No,
off
it's
the
shaved
back
off
of
the back
live
of a live
turkeys
turkey, blah,
that are
blah, blah, blah,
massaged
blah.
by Bolivian mountain women.
Yes.
Where do you get that
Wow.
specific turkey meat?
It's the
His
cure.
brain. His brain.
That shit's
The
Kruger's
cure.
turkey, man.
They're incredible.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, though.
You two are legends.
So nothing else? Though? It was just
Mountain
alcohol.
women.
Like nothing else.
I mean, in high school,
I've dabbled.
all there was to do in high school was you could smoke weed, you could drink, and you could do all the blow you wanted because there was coke everywhere. What was great, wasn't it? It was fucking great. There was cocaine everywhere. It was like right after the 70s, right after disco, man. Cocaine was what you did.
Yeah.
People didn't even look at it as like
No,
it was that crazy.
it
of a
was
thing
the equivalent
either.
of you drinking a cold 45. You did coke.
Yeah.
He's
You went to the
drinking a
party,
mixed
you
drink.
got fucking shit can, and you did a rail of coke. You're back to zero. Drink some more, another rail. Drink some more, another rail. Just on and on.
Right.
It was great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was fucking awesome.
But it wasn't your thing either. It was
No,
all the
it
alcohol.
wasn't my thing. I wasn't spending any money on it. Shit, I had a cousin that was like a really big businessman when it came to the dope game, and then when he got knocked, all the coke dried up. So I kind of quit drinking and everything because it wasn't any fun without the coke. And then crack came along, and I definitely wasn't fucking with that. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Those stories are crazy and everything, but I don't want to just talk like the fucking all the negative things that have happened in your life. I also we didn't just bring you on here to talk about all this. Like you just mentioned it before the podcast started, and I wanted to talk about it.
It's not really a negative anymore.
Right. I mean, you figured it out.
Everything worked out.
You just seem like the fucking happiest dude.
You'd be surprised what dying a couple times will do to you. Plus, after the second time, with the brain damage, my brain wired around the damage, and that changed everything. Hey, lady,
What do you mean?
didn't it?
Wait, what happened? What do you mean?
What do you,
I could play the piano like that. Like
what?
well,
Really?
you could
You,
Like you
so
never
you
played the
gained
piano before?
musical
Are you
knowledge and
fucking
ability from
serious?
traumatic brain injuries?
He could play piano. He started speaking fluent Spanish, which he's lost a lot of that now. But I was like, what the hell are you doing? And then, but he also, and the bad part was like he couldn't DJ, like he couldn't make his hands work. So he started freaking out about that immediately because the first thing he did when he got home was he wanted to go down Scratch because that's like his church. I mean, let's get into a little bit about DIBBS. That's his church. If he's stressed, he goes and scratches. If he's happy, he goes and scratches. You know what I mean? It's just what makes him happy. What his place.
You said he could speak another language fluently?
It was coming out really fluent, yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
And you had like someone check, like it wasn't no nonsense, like it was
No, see, I
legit?
happened to work at the hospital where he was.
That's a good question.
I happened to work at the hospital that he was, and one of the interpreters is a good friend because I've been there 18 years.
But in the hospital, there was more languages than just Spanish. That's what he said.
Yeah.
There was like Latin and shit like that. I was like fucking.
It's
ringing.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was great.
But
like
and then he started the
wild.
circuit bending thing, which
What is that?
yeah, that's
The toy thing. where I did-
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Nobody that I don't know. That happened basically from that.
And then how long did it take you to get back to being able to scratch and like everything was cool after that?
About a month. I don't know what happened. Just one day I woke up and I'm like, oh.
Were you freaking the fuck out
Yeah.
every day until that day
I
happened?
would go down every day and try, and nothing would happen. Like I knew what to do,
But your hands
and they
just
wouldn't.
weren't
It wouldn't
working.
go through that. Like how come I can tie my shoe but I can't scratch? It just wouldn't happen. And then one day I woke up, went down, and then it all came back, and then some.
Wow.
And then everything else that went along with it, just everything kind of fell into place. I'm like, oh, well, I can do that now. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do. It's like powder. I got hit by lightning, and I could have bent a spoon with my mind.
That's fucking crazy.
for all you kids
Damn,
who don't know
it's
what
a good
powder is.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that shit.
It's a good thing that
Powder's
you,
a movie about an albino kid that gets struck by lightning. Just in case we have younger viewers who have no
I
idea
forgot
what
about
powder
that.
is.
No one would know. Nobody but me and you would know it's powder. Don't watch the movie. You
that's
don't need
it.
to watch the movie.
That's good that you kept going back to it, though.
Close.
Let's talk about your DJing, though, because I always think that's such a fascinating kind of instrument in general. How do you write on these things? Like, what's like a standard, like, to someone, like, if you had to explain this to someone who doesn't understand how you write on that stuff, how would you explain it? Because I've always been curious.
I don't write.
Okay.
There are dudes that do. There's like a whole notation system that a couple guys made up, and I know how to write music. I played the trumpet like 15 years, so I do know a little bit about it. But I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want to like follow what I wrote down, just because I don't have to remember.
I
don't.
gotcha.
It's just there.
Okay.
It's like any other instrument. Like if you understand the way musically, it would be harder to understand exactly what you're doing unless you watch someone do it. Like, oh, so that would do.
Gotcha. Like all the techniques
Yeah.
that go into it.
Like
how
it's
deep
all.
it is.
It's literally the most minute hand motion is going to change the sound of what's coming off the record.
So how'd you get into that?
The same way everyone did from my era. You know what I'm saying?
Grandmaster Flash?
No. Well, yeah. There was a show called Night Flight.
Oh, okay.
This is before like they didn't really show metal or rap or anything that you would like was not on MTV. That station was on USA Network, and they would Night Flight. They would show hip hop, metal, punk, everything. All these videos you never saw anywhere else. And Grandmaster Flash was scratching. I was just like, what the fuck is that? I'm gonna do that. And then so I had no idea what he had done, and by then I was hearing it some on records and was still trying to figure it out. And then
What year are we talking here also to set this up?
80.
It doesn't matter exactly. It's
Fucking
80s, early
5.
80s.
It's like
All
a
right.
huge transitional period for music at that time.
Exactly. And then MTV showed Herbie Hancock when Rocket was his big hit, and DST was the DJ. And every DJ from then learned how to do those scratches. And so everybody's seen someone play a piano and a guitar and a horn and all that, but they were showing him scratch. And I still have the videotape of it, and that's where everyone learned how to scratch that didn't do it before then. We all watched that and studied that, and then
What equipment did you have to get right then? Like, what was the shit to get at that
I
moment?
asked for a turntable. I didn't know that you needed a mixer, and I didn't understand the turntable. So I had a turntable, and then watching the video, I'm like, so what's
The slidey shit.
what's that fucking thing? Grandmaster Flash invented that, by the way.
Really?
Crossfader, yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't know
Fact.
that.
Wild.
So I didn't have a slidey thing. Wow. But my dad had this Kenmore receiver. He was like a stereo. You know, back then, every old dude had like a component stereo for no
They
reason.
Took pride in putting
Yeah.
that shit together and having the dopest little shit on the block.
Yeah, and
or
so
whatever.
who was louder on the,
Yeah.
We had this round knob on the Ken with the volume knob. And so here's the turntable, which he bought thinking I wanted to be a component stereo dude like him. So here's a couple records, and I would sit there, and I used the round knob as a fader. So
Do you remember which ones? Like, which ones that you were bass records?
the first records?
The ones that you... Maybe not the first ones, but...
First record was, what did they buy me? Well, my father had a whole bunch of records, but I remember scratching on Elton John, Yellow Brick Road.
Nice.
And Benny and the Jets, because it had the piano, the dunk, And so basically I would play any channel that had music on it at all. I didn't care what it was. I would turn the TV up and I'd sit right in front of the TV. I would sit on the floor and do this knob and the turntable. And I would scratch to whatever came across the TV. So Benny and the Jets and anything that just basically had a bass kick where I could, so any record with a drum. And then the first record, I don't remember what the first record, I didn't buy them, I stole them.
Just shit that you put up your sleeve or whatever and fucking walk out of a
You just
store
put
with?
them down the front of your pants and you could put like 20 in your pants and walk out.
What
Back
was your
then,
spot? Do you remember the record store that you were always getting shit from?
Record and Tape Outlet and Globe were the two I would steal from. They were both in Tri-County. Record Arcade was in Seven Hills over here. It was actually right around the corner up that way on Hamilton Ave. It's called Kip's Record Arcade.
We're in
If
North
it's still
College
there.
Hill right now for the listeners.
Kip's Record Arcade. I never stole from Record Arcade ever. Those dudes were the fucking best. They had shit in the basement. They'd bring out like, hey, we got back stock. So you get all these records that no one had because no one bought them and they wouldn't put them up, but they would always let us go through them.
Right.
Never stole from you, Kip.
Because they were good people?
Everybody else. Yeah, they're great people.
So then you're learning from this. Where does getting into the scene turn? How does that fucking, like, you start figuring this shit out? Do you find a guy, like, that knew more than you that kind of mentored you in this shit? Or, like, how'd that progress from there?
I had a friend named Sean that was like, he was going to teach me how to DJ, but I was already better than him. I just didn't know that. So he was teaching me how to buy records, which wasn't really rocket science because X amount of new rap records came out that week.
Right.
And so on Tuesday, if you were there, you just kind of looked at them and bought them. You bought them based on like what it was called or what the label looked at. Like, so back then, Def Jam records were gold. Everything was great on Def Jam back then. It wasn't until later on where they started to suck. Sorry. Anyway.
Fact.
No, that's a fact. You're right.
You said fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's way in the
Yeah.
dumpster now. Like
Be
there was
real.
a
Yeah,
point.
fuck that shit.
There was a
Yeah.
point with the first 10 years of Def Jam, you couldn't go wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck, even when there was Public Enemy and Slayer were on the same fucking label, you still couldn't go wrong. It's fucking Slayer.
Slayer.
Public Enemy,
Yeah.
Slayer. Public Enemy
Didn't-
sampled Slayer because
Cody hates Slayer.
Huh?
Cody hates Slayer.
Slayer's my favorite band of all time.
Nah,
Pat's
he's being
saying X,
sarcastic.
he's fucking around.
He's being sarcastic.
I saw one of their last shows. Well, it was supposed to be. It was Tom Araya's birthday. I saw it on one of the last shows in the reunion tour. Yeah, I fucking love Slayer. Fuck you, Pat.
No, he doesn't.
Anyways, keep going. I saw him look at me like, "What the fuck do you mean?" No, he's fucking around.
Cody was like, I need to prove how much I love Slayer right now.
Here, let me tell the whole story.
Fuck outta
and
here,
tape,
Pat.
Record and tape outlet, I would steal tapes. Mm-hmm. Same thing, just down the pants. And then Globe, those dudes didn't care. Like, there'd just be a dude sitting at the counter. He didn't even watch it. He probably knew what the fuck we were doing. Then you would go to Buddy Rogers in Tri-County, which is not there anymore.
Now it's in North College Hill.
And you could steal equipment. So,
So you got a couple things, a couple crossfaders, a couple
no,
little.
they didn't sell any of that shit. You had to go downtown to get anything that wasn't a Radio Shack piece of DJing. You had to go downtown to Jordan's. It's not there anymore. That's where you went for mixers. If you were trying to get like drum machine samplers, you stole them from Buddy Rogers.
Now this shit also. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this shit is like before the obviously way before the internet. You don't. There's not a connected like group of people that are getting together on Facebook group places, fucking how to figure out how to be a DJ.
Not
This wasn't even
at
some shit
all.
that was accepted. Like this was just like. Fuck you guys! I want to do this like real counterculture shit. Like you were
There was-
actually
there
doing
was-
something different.
The only thing you could do is hope that you could shit would pop up in a magazine. So gear, you could read gear magazines to figure out what you're going to steal. People did a lot of zines back then, and that helped. But even then, that didn't put you in contact with the dude from states and states away. Dudes booked tours on phone calls for venues they didn't even know if they existed by the time they got there back then. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing. You just hoped everything was legit on the other end.
So how does this just like get around like to do you just find dudes in your high school that are into this, or is there
How'd you
dudes
promote?
at the record
How did I
store?
promote? At the beginning, it was just the beginning. I just sold mixtapes at high school, so you'd be like, "I want a mixtape." I wouldn't sell you, and you the same tape. I'd make you a tape, her a tape, him. They were all different,
Wow.
and so no one had the same one. So there's hundreds of them. So the tapes were $25. Everybody else would sell them for $5, and then they'd sell bootlegs of mine for $10. And then you had to see me. Eventually, I was going to beat your ass and tax you for the money. So $25 got you the mixtape, and that went on. And then parties, yeah, DJ'd parties. You get paid a lot of parties, tips, because you don't want to. I didn't want to play any music. I just wanted to scratch to drums. So I'd play Planet Rock scratch all night. Girls would dance to Planet Rock, trust me. And dudes would just nod their head to scratch and see that. Fucking awesome. Titties and staring at me. That's what you got to party. But that was a lot of money. And then I don't know, Rap Pages. That was the magazine that Source was out in Rap Pages, and if you sent your mixtape to Rap Pages, why not? If you got in Rap Pages, that was like instant lightweight fame. So made a mixtape with my homie Skip. That's where 1200 Hobos start. We sent it out, and I knew it was going to be in there before it even got to him. Like, we're going to be in Rap Pages in 2 months. I told everyone. And I'm like, how the fuck you know? I do. And we were. And every month after that, for like 14 months, they had a disclaimer in the magazine saying, if your tape is not as good as this tape, don't bother sending it. We won't review it.
So your shit was the gold standard for Rap Pages, like
for the mixtape shit. It was in there. It was in Herb, which was a big magazine. Every mag was in fucking GQ. This is just one tape.
And this is where you start networking.
This is how you network. So everyone in your home phone, my fucking home phone number is in all these magazines. People are calling my house. So stores would call. So now you write down the store shit. You get the contacts from the store. So basically, anyone you were working with, you had a big stack of stores. So when the new tape comes out, you call every single store. You send out like 200 promo copies. This is shit you have to duplicate at home. You can't afford a duplicator. You're just tape deck, two double cassette deck.
I'm not familiar.
I know
I was born in '93, so
double cassette deck.
About that.
You put a tape in here, you press play, and it records in this deck over here.
Right on.
Over in real time, not fast. 200 times. So.
God damn. So then that's your only process to get all these people your shit?
Yep.
So you're at the house for how many hours a day doing this?
The whole day.
The whole fucking day.
Damn.
Just
And then
putting
it
tapes
worked.
out.
All day you do that. Then I would go to work and deliver pizzas. That was the job. By the way, if you want to do music, the only job you can have is delivering pizzas.
Why is that?
That's a good point.
Because delivering pizzas, you can listen to your own shit in the car and go over it and go over, I'm going to fix this tomorrow, I'm going to fix this tomorrow, I'm going to fix this tomorrow, right? You can actually go home and fix the shit if you're on a long enough delivery, if you live close to the pizza spot, and you make a shit ton of money. You get the hourly thing, plus you get your tips, which you don't want to report what you actually get. If you motherfuckers haven't figured this out, don't deliver pizzas. Don't report the tips, and some places give you commission. So delivering pizzas, you're making like $1,000 a week easy if you hustle. So if you want 5 days off to record, it doesn't fuck with you at all. Delivering pizzas is the way to go.
I play music. Almost everyone I know was
And
delivering pizzas.
and I could promote the tape and any shows.
Drop it off at the house.
I delivering
Slip it in the pizza.
delivering pizzas. I put flyers on every pizza box.
Oh, they make it look like it's
pizza.
Domino's
Incredible.
shit.
Yep.
Like it's Domino's sponsored. Mr. Dibbs and fucking Slug are
every
going to be
pizza.
out.
I worked at La Rosa's. I worked at Papa John's. I worked at Donato's, and every one of those stacks of flyers.
That's awesome. That's a good way of doing it.
So then there was
man.
Kinko's, which is where I had to do all the covers for these tapes by hand.
Yeah.
So I had to go to Kinko's and Xerox 4,000 covers and then sit there and hand cut them with the slicer because the dude took a year and a half before he told me they had the big machine that would do it for you.
Oh, fuck.
I knew him. His name was Greg, and every night I'd go in, how many you cutting tonight? I'm like, 400. And one night he's like, seriously, like a year later, he's like, we got a machine that'll do that for $1 a cut. And I'm like, for how many? He's like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, whatever you got.
Like,
big
what?
industrial. I'm like, oh. But then when he did that, it ruined part of my routine because part of my routine was hanging out with Greg.
Aw.
And then it was over.
God
And
damn.
then she, oh no, I'm kidding.
So hold on, you were doing this while you were in high school too?
In high school, we weren't doing the, high school I just sold mixtapes to people in school. Right out of high school.
You were doing the pizza
Yep.
and the music and everything.
Now, to get into the scene was kind of non-existent. There was a couple radio shows, like 88.3 had a radio show. The Wiz might have had a radio show. But even then, the radio stations that you would expect to play any kind of rap didn't. So that was a no-go. We got a show at 88.3, one of the summer shows. And then they rolled that into a regular show, which we had for, I don't know, 4 years until I got kicked off the air. Me and some of the co-hosts got kicked off. Well, it went from like it's a hip-hop show with 4 turntables to where we're like, yeah, fuck, we're going to do whatever we want. We'll call it a hip-hop show, but it didn't matter what it was. So Slayer would see airplay with drums and all this other weird shit. I played whatever the fuck I wanted, however I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And people liked it, and that kind of got carried away. We were doing prank phone calls, which was funny. And then there were people fucking in the opposite studio, which we were putting over the beats that I was playing in the one studio. They're literally in there fucking. They did their first anal in there.
It's like hip hop Howard Stern kind of sort of.
Yeah, and that's why we
Punk
thought
rock shit.
That's why we thought we could get away with it, because we're like, if Howard Stern can do all that shit, then we're at fucking 88.3. We can get away with it. It's community radio. No.
Yeah.
FCC's fines came. I remember I had gone on tour. I was sitting in a
Fines.
fucking BW3s in Austin, Texas, and G Fresh called and he's like, "Did you have someone fucking on the air last week?" And I'm like, yeah.
Maybe.
He's like, "What the fuck, man? They want to fine us." And I'm like, "It was her first time doing anal. Like, that was going to make it magically go." He's like, "I don't give a fuck."
Did you even tell the FCC it was the first time getting in their ass?
Oh, if you
Is it
think
a
Tell them, and
I
then
did.
maybe they'll cancel the fines.
I had to talk to him. I told him, and that's how I approached it. Like, there's no point in like trying to. You did it. We let it go down. That's what I said. Well, it was her first anal, and they just looked like, excuse me, I'm like, it was her first time doing anal. It was kind of a big deal.
It was a beautiful thing.
It had newsworthy content.
Did you
That's all I
even
had to
break a
say.
smile the entire time? Just straight
No.
face him?
Listen, we only did it because it was the first time doing anal. Okay, do you understand what anal is?
I do,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so it has newsworthy content. What if you're into that? Now you have something going. You have a basis to base your next anal adventure
You know
on.
what it's like.
Did he
Andy?
fucking look around the room, like staring at his colleagues and shit like that?
He couldn't look
Fucking
away
guy
from
for
me.
real?
I'm telling him anal was newsworthy, and so he has to process that. Like, is that newsworthy? So you
How much is a fine
I was
for
gonna
ass
ask, yeah.
fucking
for a
on the air?
community radio station? It's more like $1,500. For a big station like Howard Stern, I don't know. It's probably in the hundreds of thousands for like him.
Well, they changed it after the Janet Jackson thing. They cracked down.
The nipple.
The nipple. Oh, don't show a titty. Not how we all ate as children. No,
The
no
nipple.
titties.
That was
Whatever.
That
but
was all planned.
yeah, they changed
anyway.
all that shit.
I
in the
remember
FCC.
like people making a big deal about that, but then there's people like trying to sue the government or whatever, or the NFL for trillions of dollars because of the Jennifer Lopez fucking thing that just
It was
happened.
just that one
It's so
dork,
stupid.
dude. It was just that dork that
So
was like, I'm going to
stupid.
sue him for $1 trillion. For
Oh, it's a big
my
deal for
son's
a lot of
probably getting
people.
boners. He just got into puberty. We read it last week. The
For
dude's
getting a
talking
boner?
about. Yeah, he was very Christian, very over the top, like fucking
Christians don't get boners?
Apparently.
I guess
It's a
not.
sin.
Not unless they're procreating, Brad.
It's a sin, bro.
Not unless they're putting God's children's on the earth.
They're putting God's children on the mattress. Cheers.
I mean, I know people that are like that though.
Yeah.
That they had a supervisor every time they went on a date. They had a third party there, and they weren't allowed to hold hands.
No one was complaining the year before when Adam Levine had his little scrawny ass and his shirt off. So I don't-
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
what the
why
fuck
is this
the
a big
problem?
fucking deal?
Shitty
Why are
fucking
people so
tattoos and his little
fucking?
scrawny ass.
People are pussies. That's the problem. People
That's
are dumb.
like that was overly sexualized in that particular Super Bowl. But this one, like,
all-
who gives a shit?
It's all fucking church laws from the 50s.
Stupid.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. You can do whatever you want up there.
Don't
if you
hurt
want
me.
to pull the dong out and flap it around, it doesn't bother me either. It's fucking. Who cares? I would watch that show. I'd watch that. So, do you see his dong? He was fucking hung pretty good,
Pull his
right?
fucking cock out
Swinging
on
it.
stage.
I want to keep going from. So we're at the radio show. You're in Texas. It's their first time doing anal.
Yep.
Progression from there. What's
That
happening
was
after
the
that?
last time I got to do the radio.
This is
show.
the 90s though. We're talking.
That's the later in the 90s, like 97, 98. No, 99. Yeah. So that was the end of the radio show for me and Willie Maggot and a couple other dudes.
And we skipped a whole bunch of Scribble Jam in between.
I
then
was
and-
about to. I was about to
We had
say.
to go back to the
Scribble-
Scribble. Everything is all intertwined. Dude.
That's fine. Let's
Yeah.
go back
What's
to
up, Luke?
Luke's one something.
Before we move on, sticking to the early years, were you living with your parents when any of this was happening? When your career was taking off, early high school and after high school, and because you had said that the scene and community was so not well known and accepted, what was the reaction like? Like, are you really making money off this? Like, you need to be doing something else instead, or
Hi, Luke Young here. I have a 57-part question.
No, it's
I'll
all
start
good.
with parts
Answer-
1 through
His
His
16.
parents are
10-part
very,
question.
very straight-laced. Like, they're like
They didn't
the
like it.
stand-up. It's not
Listen,
that they didn't like it.
listen
His
now,
mom,
you
no.
listen.
His dad, Stu, is the most amazing man ever, and he's like, whatever, boy. Whatever you want to do.
So I lived.
Whatever, boy.
I lived with them in high school till I was
16.
16. Then I was like, I'm out.
Really? 16?
And
Wow.
I went
You
back.
were affording
does a
enough money
16-year-old
from your mixtapes and work to
No, he wasn't
to get your own
affording
place.
any
What are you
money.
talking about? No, he's sleeping on
Where does
couches.
a
No.
16-year-old go?
Yeah, no, he's couch surfing. He's living with friends. Like he.
Here, I'll give
there's
you an
this great
example.
story,
Without
listen.
without saying the venue, I'll show you how you survive.
Mad
Without
Hatter?
saying the venue
Squatting,
name.
son.
No, without saying the venue. The first time we saw each other, but don't say the venue.
I can't say that. Why?
Is it still there?
No. Well, yeah, I think so.
You know, fuck it. Go ahead.
There's a statute of limitations. You'll be all right.
Well, right, there's a couple.
Forever ago.
Is the venue still around?
Unless you
it's
killed or
it's the
assaulted,
original,
fine.
not to be duplicated like it's being now Top Cats. So
Okay.
No, not Top Gas.
oh, yo, it's
The
right.
first
the
time
very
we
first
saw
time.
each other. Yes.
So there used to be a tea night. It was a place called Caddy's, and it was downtown, and they had a tea night. So of course I'm 15, 16, and we would go down there and find a chick that kind of looked like you. You know, same sort of hair, same eyes, same height and weight, and then you kick the shit out of them. You steal their ID if they're over 21. It's like you
Nice.
targeted people that were drinking so that you could get your fake ID, so that you could go on with your life.
Okay.
Oh, so that you can handle your business as a grown adult on paper.
Exactly.
But
And-
like you're 15 years old, fucking couch surfing.
Right,
and
exactly. You're 15,
Oh.
14, you know, and you got to Andy's because you took the last bus out of somewhere, and now you're stuck downtown because the buses didn't run all the time anyway. Anyway, so I've and plus people pay you, you know. So I got this
That's
girl.
wild.
She's 5'9". I need to find a 5'9" brunette. I need to find a 5'2" blonde. That's how I made extra money on the side back in the day. So I'm leaving Caddy's and I'm walking down the street.
Holy shit, dude. Go on.
I'm 15. I'm walking down the street and guy runs by me. Phew! Another guy runs by me. Phew! Phew! And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then here comes this white dude, you know, toboggan on top of his head, carrying a backpack, smoking a cigarette as he's running. And he stops and turns around and
I don't say it.
Oh,
Say
come
it.
on.
Go
It's a
ahead.
Kodak moment.
No,
we have
do it.
to be a part
No,
of it.
you do
Go
it.
ahead. No.
No, you
Say
don't.
it.
No.
He's blushing. I have to hear more.
He stopped and turned around. And he said, "Hey, shorty."
Hey!
Yes.
Nice.
And you were smitten from right there. I'm like, oh, what up,
Yeah.
baby?
Yeah. So anyway, so then
And they pulled out 15 inches of dick. And
Right,
they were like,
right.
yeah.
I had a sausage in my pants.
What was in the bag?
so they had just robbed Caddy's.
He just robbed the spot. He was like, "Hold up, gotta stop and
Right.
holler at this girl.
What up,
She's
girl?"
incredible."
So
Hold up. You doing?
him and his buddies had just robbed Caddy's, and I said, you know, you really should probably go. And he was like, yeah. And he turned around and ran off smoking a cigarette with a backpack full of money.
God damn.
That was a very long time
That's
ago.
how you.
What a
can-
love
how
story.
much? How long was it after until you saw each other again?
That would have been Short Vine, which again, the beloved Short Vine, not the Short Vine crap that it is now. It would have been. I was at a Typo Neg show at Bogart's, and
Nice.
right, and of course got in a fight because that's what I did. I was, you know, anyway, drunk
And you're at a
Drunk
typo negative show. What else are you
right,
supposed
drunk
to
and
do?
17, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, all the hip hop boys, you know, I have it. See, I can't even say I have a thing for white hip hop boys, and I'm saying that nicely. Anyway, so I had gotten into a fight, and then a cop, and CPD finest had tried to grab me, and I popped her in the mouth and took off running for Top Cats, knowing that all those craft boys would save me, and ran down, and of course him and all the knuckleheads are at the front door, and I was like, I just punched a fucking cop, and so then they throw me down to Fat Cats, which was that. There was a closet there that
It's
cemented.
like a Disney
So this-
story.
What the fuck? I need to know those kinds of people where I can just like assault officers when I need to, and they'll be like, "We got you." Like,
What do
No,
you-
back in
but
the
it
day,
is.
that's what it was like.
That's what
and
the
that's
fuck
not
is
even.
up.
That,
Back
and it's
then,
not.
you could do whatever you
You
wanted.
could do whatever you wanted.
There's not
you know?
cameras on everybody's cell phone that they could just
Right.
whip out on the ready. Like, you can get away with shit.
No camera phones, no real internet, no cameras on the streets,
Right.
like no mounted cameras.
You know, a
that
solid
ever
group
worked.
of friends that were in the same shenanigans as you were doing, and would ask questions later and just
you
get
were
you
out
safe
there.
for the moment. And I just disappeared into the bowels of Fat Cats,
A
and
phantom.
and
I
then
don't-
and he was in there.
that's who grabbed me. Like when I was at a dead run, and
But how
Was he
how
like,
long?
you remember me?
well, no, we kind of had figured that out by then, but yeah, so
Stories
so
like
it wasn't a long time between him running past you and that happening.
about 18 months.
18 months. Oh, and you guys like knew right away. Like that's the girl I hollered at after I robbed the
Oh,
place.
it's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And you were like, "That's the guy I thought was cute."
That's the guy that just robbed
feel
Caddies.
like-
Mr. Dibbs.
I feel like people today don't have stories like that anymore.
Yeah,
like they
no
kind of
way.
do. But like my uncle Chris, I think Are you guys about like what, late 30s, early 40s, something like that? Something like that.
What
Okay.
the fuck, Cody? You
My
shouldn't
uncle has
ask
passed
people.
away now, but he's around, would be around the same age group or whatever, and he would tell me stories about like going to the Northgate Mall with the fucking dirt bike, break in, kick the cop,
Yes.
the fucking security guard. They're riding dirt bikes inside of there.
Yes.
Cops on their ass. They know all this shit. In fucking Northbrook, they get over to Northbrook. They're fucking drop the dirt bikes because they stole them anyways from old boy's house. They're jumping fences, and I'm hearing these stories like, you're making this shit up.
No. Back then, if one person you knew worked in there ever, you knew your way. All the malls have back
It's like some
underground
Ferris
and
Bueller
behind
shit.
it.
Yeah.
You just knew all that shit. It was
He told me
just
crazy shit, robbing people, like all the same
keys
shit
to-
that you guys are talking
keys
about.
to the
like,
subway tunnels. You guys ever seen a subway tunnel?
I have.
Key?
It's wild. It's crazy.
You got a key to the keys to the grates on Central Parkway. You can open up the
Is this
street.
from hanging out with graph kids, just trying to get
I
into
don't
different
know
places?
anything about graffiti.
We don't know anything about graffiti ever. Nothing.
I got you.
That's what
I understand what you're talking
That's what
about.
everyone says.
No, yeah, I hear picking up what you're putting down. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
So, like everybody else, eventually, I ended up back at my parents' house. Like years later, for like I was there for what I go back for like 6 months. Like whatever the fuck I had done, I had to go back.
No, he didn't go back legally. Like he has a sister who is the best in the world, Megan, and so she would clean out her closet and like hide him in her closet.
I was living in my sister's wall.
What?
Listen.
There's a
What?
poster,
What do
like
you
a
mean?
Backstreet Boys poster, and you pull
My-
it
my-
off.
my
He's
sister-
back there scratching on
My
tables.
sister's
She's
bedroom.
peeking out Justin Timberlake's eye holes.
Shifty eyed.
She cut a hole in the drywall. And then there was a room for me to lay down, so she put blanket. I lived in the wall, and she put the drywall back.
How big is this space?
You're on the lam at this point for some crazy shit?
No, I just
Smaller than this
wasn't.
table?
I
His
wasn't
parents just
allowed
didn't
to
want
be
him
in the
back in the
house. It was about half the width of
Oh,
the
your
table.
parents
So
just
Are you
didn't want
sleeping
you there.
standing up?
No, he was laying
if you
down.
knew the shit I was doing, you wouldn't want me there. There's no telling what's going to show up at the house.
That was after the Rent-A-Center people. He went back to the house he was squatting in with one of his buddies who had left, and the Rent-A-Center people show up, and so he scratched Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, while they hauled out all of his shit.
Oh my god.
What a wild ride of a life you guys have.
And
This
so
is
then
awesome.
when they found out, they decided to. Man, that's a great dong story. You know that.
Let's hear the
Tell the
dong.
dong story for sure.
We need
Sling
it.
that
Dong story.
dong, boy.
Dad caught you sucking your dick.
You suck.
What?
You can actually suck your own dick,
Wait, so that was legit? You were sucking your own dick?
bro. Please tell the suck your own dick story. Come on, man. I know we
Yeah.
just met, but if you have a suck your
Come
own
on.
dick story,
This will top any story told.
you'll have the
here.
best. 100.
Okay.
You're episode 107.
What?
This will be the best story that's ever been on this fucking
Tell us
podcast.
the whole from first to
We've
last.
heard crazy shit. but
Let's
this is-
hear it.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Give us the 411
Thank you, Laura.
self suck 101.
What-
So, motherfucker. So when you at some point during every young man's life, that joke comes around.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you just suck your
tried.
own dick,
Yeah,
bro?
like,
I
yeah.
try, but I got a little dick. I can't do it.
So
It
everybody
doesn't
has
work.
this joke, and like I had a neighbor.
Okay.
You do the hand motion that goes with the name. I had a neighbor, Michael Ginsberg. Please give me the hand motion.
You're chopping.
The chop?
He's a Jewish
Judo
dude,
chop.
Right here at the knee.
So wait a minute.
Michael.
Michael
oh,
Ginsberg.
At the knee.
here.
Michael Ginsberg was the neighbor, and so Brad's entire
Shout out.
Michael Ginsberg. Brad's entire adolescence, he thought that his dick was small because of this lanky ass Jewish kid named Michael Ginsberg who lived next door who had a freaking knee banger. And so
What?
A knee banger.
right. So here's Brad. You know you're a kid. You know you.
You
Oh,
got knee
here, I'll
bangers.
explain it. The whole how I
But-
found out was there was a movie.
So he thought he
that-
had a little dick because this kid.
there was a movie called Last American Virgin, and in that movie, the nerdy kid's like, "I bet I got a bigger dick than you," and you're like, "Fuck you, dude!" And so they have a contest, and the nerdy dude has this giant dick. So when that movie was popular, that went around like, "I got a bigger dick than you." Oh, really? Let's have a contest. That happened with Michael
Pull your
Ginsberg.
dick out.
And I was there. There's like 10 dudes there. Michael's saying, "I got a bigger dick than all of you." I'm like, "It's a nerdy Jewish kid." No, you don't.
Yeah.
He went
Was it
like
on-
It was scary.
And that dude
he
went
went
out
like
Mjolnir.
he went like second, like second in line. So
Mjolnir.
look at this, here to here.
the
God
world serpent.
damn.
I'm not even soft. I'm not even exaggerating. I don't know what it looked like hard. I
Did he
can
have a
only-
stroke every time
Did
he
you
had an
ask him,
erection?
like, are you
Just-
alright?
Like his brain just fucking. He died for 53 seconds because his dick got hard
That's
once.
what happened. I never even drank. That's what happened. My dick got hard.
Yeah, lost all the blood in my brain.
So you saw his dick and then self suck happened.
No, so you thought you had a small. How old are you at this point? How old are you?
12, 13. You know, yeah.
This kid's,
Damn, that's a big dick.
this kid's packing a fat old salami roll.
He's like
at
a year older than me
13.
too, so he's 13, 14 tops. So this is look at that shit.
God damn.
That's about right.
Soft.
It's like a small dog.
It's
He
actually
has a small dog of cock.
got a ferret.
A ferret worth of cock.
Ferret worth. How
Soft
big's
cock.
your cock? Ferret.
He's got weasel
You ever seen
dick.
a furless ferret before without the arms and legs?
Weasel
We
wiener.
shave them all the time. If you have a pet and you haven't shaved it, you haven't lived.
All right,
I mean,
so how does this
I
turn
cut
into
my
you
own
sucking
dog's
your own
hair.
dick, though? Let's get to that.
Yeah, so you saw a giant dick,
Right, so-
and self-suck.
So now, you know, as days go by, you're like, man, where do you put that? Like shorts. They would have, back then, shorts went to your knees. They were up.
Got to tuck it,
You tuck it up. You had to put it up in his belt.
like roll it up.
Yep.
Like a
Whatever
roll it.
whatever he did, he hit his dick. And I'm like, well, that must be, pain in the ass. And he's like, well, I can suck my own dick. I was like, what?
On this 13-year-old kid.
He's like,
just straight
I
up-
can suck my own dick. I'm like, really? He's like, notice I don't play any sports anymore or anything like that. And I thought about it. We played on the same teams as kids, and then all of a sudden, he quit. He didn't go to school dances. He didn't really socialize. He just was.
He plays soccer. His fucking
He
cock
did.
would be knocking the ball around.
Touche. You're right.
Foul.
So I never even thought about that. He always wore sweatpants when he played soccer, too. And that explains that. Everyone have on shorts. He'd have on fucking sweatpants.
Wow.
You ever think about it? I never thought about that. He always wore sweatpants.
So he says he
wanna
can suck
cheat.
his own dick and he can't play sports anymore.
No, he can suck his own dick. He's not going to play. It's like the George Carlin thing. If you could lick, you're a dog and you could lick your own balls and lick your own dick, you'd never leave the fucking house. If I could have gotten away with it, I would have never left the house. My mom would have opened the door and thrown in like half a ham and a bottle of water and be like, "You okay?" And my lips are all chapped and bloody, and I'd be like, "Clear the door! Clear it now!" So, here's the story.
Self-suck.
So he explained it to me. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you do? Because the rib thing. You're thinking of rib thing. Even then, everyone knows this. It's like somehow every boy knows the fucking, can you suck? You can't suck your own dick because your ribs. So he's like, I just, bend down there and suck it. And I'm like, really?
Watch.
So I'm like,
What I love is his
More or
matter
less.
of factness about it with you. Like, yeah, just suck my own dick.
so here's how
Yeah,
it
let me
goes.
tell you how it
Yeah, and I
happened.
come.
So I get back.
In my face.
I'm going to try this out at my house. So
Where were you at in your house when you're trying this out?
my dad's bathroom.
Oh, why your dad's bathroom? Why
Dad,
was
just
that
taking
the
a
spot?
shit. Don't knock on the door, all
Because
right?
my mom had the bathroom in the hallway. My dad had this bathroom. We had a bathroom downstairs, like in the basement, like the fucking bucket on the floor. But
Sure.
But because his bathroom was a dude bathroom, you felt like a man in that bathroom. If you're in your mom's, there's like doilies and fucking flowers. You're not fucking sucking your own dick in there. You might as well suck your own dick in front of your
I need
fucking
a dirty
grandma.
environment if
Yeah.
I'm sucking my own dick.
Yeah, you need to be in like a gas station bathroom. Like,
I want there to be a visible hypodermic needle
what
in the
the
corner.
so. This is your
Mortifying.
fucking fault. You know that. So
Were you pretending that you had a woman's mouth the entire
no,
time?
Like
pretend it was totally my mouth. It's not gay if it's your own mouth. Get through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
seriously.
not gay for sucking your own dick.
Absolutely
No.
not. Who cares anyway? It could be gay as fuck. I had my dick
You
in.
ever suck a dick before? Only my own.
Let me tell you something. I had my
Ain't
dick
gave
in
him
my.
my
I had my
face.
dick in my mouth, and if it's gay, then I'll be gay about it. It's fucking glorious.
Well, go on.
Keep going. Yeah, we'll get to
So
it.
you're in the man cave.
Yeah. You're in this fucking...
The man-throom.
You're in a Freddy Krueger nightmare. There's steam coming out of the walls. Your dick's rock hard. It's poking you in the chin already.
So, no, it's so much. It's so much more complicated than that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go. So I try the normal like bend over thing, and your ribs are there. And I'm like, but understand me. I'm only missing it by this much, and I'm like,
Right.
in my mind, I'm like,
2 inches.
maybe. I'm like, if I had a longer tongue, I'd be flicking it. If I could have just flicked it, I'd be like, rest of my life. What are you coming out of your room today? No. That would have been me.
What?
Like
So-
a gerbil and a gerbil feeder?
Yes.
Fucking dead.
You're only taking a break to shit a little pellet over there, and right back at the feeder. Look around, you come in the room, you just take a peek.
Beatboxing your dick.
Right. There you go.
That's the tip of your tongue, yeah.
All right, so trying that, and that's not working. We're talking 20 minutes. Now, see, my dad would work. So when he's at work, I could have this bathroom. So I decide that the best way to do this is a reverse somersault. Watch your drink.
Put your drink down, bro.
So now I want you to picture this.
Okay, picturing you doing this.
Butt naked. They had a carpeted floor in the bathroom, too. I can never
Tell me it's a shag rug.
A shag.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, shag. Reverse somersault. So this takes a minute because I didn't like that shit. So I'm rocking back and forth until my knees hit the ground behind me. My knees are behind my head. And I'm stuck there. This is where I'm at. Now here's my dong right here. Now the beauty of this is the bend of your body to get in there acts like a human. It's like your body's own cock ring.
I'm just picturing.
So it cuts off the circulation, making your dick rock hard because you're bent in half. All the blood is trapped.
So you don't have to think about anything.
It's
Your dick's
right
just
there.
right there with all the blood in it.
Right there, you're fucking. You're.
Like I'm just picturing your dad walking in. Like,
Your meat
"Son, what are you
your
doing?"
meat slapper is stuck
Wait.
like this. Little kids are coming up and doing pull-ups on it. So there it is. Here's your knees, and now there's not much vision involved. It's right here, and you're looking at it. You're like, I got this. And now you're pulling on your ass.
Are you out with your tongue out? Like
No,
all
your
the way
mouth.
stretched,
Listen,
like,
You're
here-
about 30 minutes deep at this point.
easily.
Could have
You got
jerked
your,
off like 20
you got
times.
your knees over your head, and you're holding your ass, and all of a sudden, what? All of a sudden, after like 100 times,
you finally did it.
you're like
Oh my
the head of your,
Success.
it goes in, and you're like, oh my! Now you gotta remember. It took a long time for everything to relax enough to get in this, so you have to calm down. You're holding your ass.
It's like Jar Jar Binks when he gets his face in the fucking laser.
Yes.
But
So, and now you're like, I'm never leaving the fucking house.
I'm not even gonna leave my dad's bathroom.
This is never going to be an interview that happens because you're never going to know me. I'm going to be living at.
my dirty secret.
I'm going to be. No, there's no secret. Who
not
lives in
anymore.
that room? Don't ask about that. That's my mom. Nobody lives in there. Just opening the door, throwing Doritos and bread at me. That's it. My lips are all cracked and like, get out of here. I got something to do. By that time, I'm deep throating myself. That's the idea. So now now the rhythm is building. I got the little rock going. It's like,
You got the.
I got the rhythm.
What the
The rhythm's coming. Hey, baby.
And you're a DJ, so you're throwing in a little
Thank you.
mix
So,
in there. Like,
Wobble the balls, whip it.
And then I'm really getting into this, doing it too. I'm like, in your mind, like, I'm not even thinking about coming. I'm just amazed that I am sucking my own dick. Every time it goes, I'm like, wow. And then I hear this. What are you doing?
oh no.
Let me try it again.
Damn
It
it.
goes like this, right? What are you doing?
You had it in your mouth? Oh no.
What are you doing? I'm stretching. What? I'm stretching. I'm stretching. Long pause, and he goes, I'm gonna close the door.
I want your dick out of your mouth.
Get up. Get yourself together. Seriously. We're never talking about it. I'll see you at dinner.
What a good dad.
And so, hey,
He was like, finish up, son. I get it. You want to bust that nut?
I couldn't get there. I knew he didn't leave his room. He just closed the door, and I could hear him milling around the room like he was going to say something like, hey, did you get that in your mouth yet? And so
You were in there for quite a while there, buddy.
he never talked about it. But my dad would bring it up in jokes with other people around, and that only me and him would get. So every now and then he'd be like, yeah, you know, like, you got to know my dad. if he cussed, it was hilarious. He didn't have to cuss to be funny. So when he did, we're like, yeah, it's not like he was sucking his own dick in the bathroom and he caught him. Is it Brad?
On Thanksgiving.
So the story is called The Stretching, because that was my answer. What are you doing? Stretching. What? I'm stretching. Oh. And it seemed reasonable, right? I'm stretching.
That's incredible.
Dude,
that joke.
Now,
thing,
I don't know what I would have done if I walked in on that. I don't know what I would have done. Well, if you rock a little bit and pull your ass cheeks down, it'll go right in. Now, see, they're all thinking about this shit right now. Who's it going to be?
Luke, have you tried to suck your own dick?
No.
Oh, bullshit.
I have. Yeah, I've tried it, but it didn't work. I got a little dick. It's not going to
I'm
happen.
pretty sure every single person that has a dick has tried to do
I
that.
actually have.
You're a fucking liar. Luke is a fucking liar.
Episode 108. Luke is back from trying to suck his own dick.
Luke
Yeah,
learned
Luke, can
self-suck.
you try it out and then get back to us on the next episode?
I'll give a report.
Yeah, see if you can try to suck your own
Can
dick.
you
and if
promote
can make it in
Bastard
there.
Fest when you're talking about
Yeah,
it?
hey,
you
this
promote-
is Luke
yeah,
Young,
can you
trying
try
to
to
suck my
put your-
own.
Yeah.
Be sure to buy your tickets, $10.
We just did a promotion with me taking a shit in the bathroom, so I mean, you can do one with your dick in your mouth, right? We'll blur it out. Send it to me. I'll blur it out.
$10.
That's funny that
Oh my
your
God.
dad would joke with you like that, because there was this one time, it made me think of a story. This one time this guy came to the studio with us, and he was just hanging out the whole time playing video games, and then he fell asleep, and he said we could use his laptop whenever, and he had like those machine porn on his computer. Like, those boxes with the dildos that just fucking ram people?
Oh,
Yeah.
what, really?
Yeah, there was just like fucking tabs and tabs of it. And we're like, holy shit. And then we just dropped it. And then we never told him we saw it. And we would always joke like, yeah, it's not like you're watching like redheaded girls get fucked by machines, right? Fish? That was his name.
That's not
And
even
we'd
that
say
weird.
shit.
But
Nah,
you
I mean,
would
it's
fuck
just-
with him about the
But just fuck with like
most benign
be like,
thing.
What? It's just the
Machine
same.
porn,
It's just
yeah.
a
Yeah, I've
joke.
seen it.
It's the same
I
thing.
beat off to it. What are you worried about?
You beat off the
I
machine
beat
porn?
off the machine porn.
I beat off to all kinds of porn. What
I
do you
don't
mean?
Machine
Hold
porn
on,
is boring.
Do robots
I don't know.
Do
Like
robots turn
you
you
don't,
on?
you don't come to it. You just start with it. You scrolling videos. You got 38 tabs open. You're like, all right, well, this one's fine. You
Wow.
go to
What's
the
a
next
tab?
one. So you see these things up here? That's a tab. Imagine this, but all porn.
Oh,
Like 30 tabs
hold
deep.
on.
Like
So,
one of the
like-
kids used to do.
So hold on.
Yeah.
When you masturbate, you make it a whole session.
Not anymore. I got kids in the house and fucking the girlfriend, grandma.
Before the
upstairs.
girlfriend,
And
though,
you know
when
what?
he's single,
Yeah.
he'll be up all night.
You know what the fuck up-
turning
beat
it
off
up.
for
You know what the
hours,
fucked
yeah.
up thing is about that?
Self-suck.
Remember when someone's coming home when you were a teenager and you got to rush real quick to get it off? Now it's like that when you got kids and shit in the house because they're coming home. You're like, no!
Yeah, no, not really. Like when I hear the little kid voice, I'm like, oh,
Oh, it's done. Yeah, you're
immediately.
done.
It's soft like lunch meat. Yeah, no thanks.
I was thinking more of the garage door noise. The brrr.
Yeah.
You're like,
No, you're right. You're like, oh, we gonna make it.
so fucking true.
Oh my god,
Truth in this.
dude, I don't want to stop this here. I don't, but we gotta take a break.
I gotta
have
piss
to.
so bad.
I have to piss.
That's self-suck story.
I got to go suck my
that
own
was
dick for a
fantastic.
while.
They're
We're
gonna
gonna
go
come back.
piss. I'm gonna try to self-suck.
We're gonna
We'll be
come
back
back.
after a break.
We'll be right back.
Hey, will you cheers
All
with
right,
me?
fuckfaces, we're back. This episode, as all episodes, is sponsored by the amazing, the incredible, the talented, the big dick wizard, Anthony Tank Mansfield. He runs the Kneel to No One brand. If you want to check his shit out, you go to kneeltonoone.com, KNEELTONOONE.com. He's got a great line of shirts, glassware, enamel pins, fucking art that you can get from him, custom. He'll make you shit starting at $30. He also runs 6 Bomb Boards, the live art event that he's always doing with his dudes. We just had on Eamon Hill and Jamie C. Filer. Those guys are out there doing live art at a bunch of different places where you can actually get in on it. They'll set up a board. You get up there, you do live art based on something that they have like a topic or whatever, and whatever the topic or the word is, they're going to make you draw something based on that. Have beers, hang out, chill. It'll be a great time. The first one coming up is Higher Gravity, Thursday, March 19th. He's doing it at the Southgate House Revival for our event, Bastard Fest, which we'll talk about after these reads. Saturday, April 18th. Get your tickets, $10. May the 4th, on Monday, May 4th, at the Brew House. I assume that's a May the 4th Be With You show. It's Star Wars based, so go out and draw Star Wars shit for that. It's always a good time. Love that dude. Buy his shit. He's amazing. Next read.
Cheers to Daddy Mansfield. Just myself.
Yeah, you cheers yourself, bud. All right.
Anyways, Scarlet Smoke Shop has a great selection of CBD, vape, and heady glass from talented local artists. The owners, Alex and Zach, are big supporters of our podcast, so they're giving all of our listeners 10% off every time you visit. Just mention that you are a listener of the Bastard Servant podcast at register, and they'll hook you up. They have 2 locations, one on Monmouth Street in Newport, Kentucky, and one on Montgomery Road in Cincinnati. To learn more, check out their website at scarletsmokeshop.com.
And if you want to find those locations, just type them in. I mean, everybody's got fucking Google on their phone. Go to your Google Maps, type in Scarlet Vape and Smoke. You'll find whichever one's closer to you.
We got the address. Read it real quick.
11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati 45249, and 397 Monmouth Street, Newport 41071.
Go buy some Kratom. Go buy some fucking, I don't know, some vape shit. Go get yourself some glassware.
They got a lot of cool shit.
Get you a smell-proof bag. That way you can put all your fancy cheeses in there, and the cops will never smell your imported French cheeses when you're in the car. It'll be fantastic. Yeah. All right, Patrick.
It's good shit. Also, be sure to check out Clifton Barbers on 337 Ludlow Avenue. There's a lot of really cool barbers there. They're all really stylish. They know what you're looking for. You want to go there and get a clean cut. They do walk-ins Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 8. They also do Saturday, 9 to 4. Voted as the best barbershop in the city 2 years running. Walk-in only, cash only, no appointments needed. Instagram and Facebook is at Clifton Barbers. Their Instagram bio has links to the personal accounts. So that's it for the sponsors. Also, be sure to... I'm also doing commission art, so be sure to hit me up for that if you want something. And selling T-shirts. Just want to throw that out there.
His T-shirts are great. High quality. They're not going to shrink in the dryer. They've got a really nice design on them that he's doing right now. Pat's blowing it up with great art. You can get it from him. You just hit him up, Patrick Sato, on anywhere. Message him. He'll make anything for you. It's all look up his shit. He does it all in the same vein or style. Like, don't ask him to fucking paint a family portrait of your kids.
Just hit me up.
He's not going to do that.
Yeah,
he'll figure it out.
The Honey Mustard King on Instagram. Be sure to check that out.
Real quick, free shouts outs to some people that we love. Danny Gamble, thank you for hooking up this podcast with Mr. Dibbs. You listened to the John Hayes episode. You stuck us in a chat together. Check out his podcast that he's got rolling right now, All City Podcast. He just did an episode with comedian Chris Seamer, who we've had on here before. He's done 7 episodes so far, and they're all fantastic discussions about art, comedy, graffiti, fucking everything that you can think of. I mean, it's just a fucking, it's a great time. Check that dude out, Danny Gamble, and maybe he'll paint you some shit.
I also want to recommend a couple tattoo artists real quick, and then we'll get back into it. Nick Glavin, hit that motherfucker up. He's got some good shit. I've been tattooed by him, and it was one of my favorite pieces.
My next tattoo's coming from Nick Glavin. I'm getting a Hanya mask as soon as I've got the money for it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Seriously, go do that. I think he said if you buy tickets to Bastard Fest and you bring that receipt or proof of that, it'll give you 10% off. That's what he said. Check his profile. Also, Bobby Bronson, killer work as always. You like that Japanese or hentai kind of vibe or anime vibe with their shit? He's all about that shit. And supporting Long, she's always killing it too.
She did these tattoos that we've got for the Bastard Sermon. All 3 of us have the same tattoo. She nailed it on every one of them. Yeah. She's a fucking killer.
Speaking of, how's your guys' healing?
Oh, mine's completely healed.
Yeah, mine's all done.
It's great.
Perfect.
Also, Eamon Hill, of course, Pigbone Comics. Make sure to support that. And,
go up to Bealistic, get a tattoo. Bealistic, down on Vine. He'll give you a fucking fantastic tattoo.
Seriously.
Any other tattoo artists we're leaving out of here that we love?
Alexis Haskett, Brandon Durbin. Go fucking see them.
Go check them out.
Anthony Campbell for piercings. Micah Meeks for piercings.
Kirsten Potter, Durbin. She's got she's going to be in Ink Magazine. Vote for her to get on the next cover.
True, vote for her. Yeah.
Right on.
That's it for me.
I think we got everybody. Luke, any free shout-outs before we get into this?
Fuck them all.
All right. The last thing before we get back into the story is go to Bastard Fest. We got the event coming up April 18th at the Southgate House Revival. We got 10 different bands going. We got 5 different podcasts. We had a cancellation. We got food trucks outside. We've got fucking everything for everyone that you can imagine. Creatively, we're supporting the locals in the tri-state area, trying to have people on. There's going to be the 6 Bomb Boards events. I mean, Nick Glavin's going to be doing art. Danny Gamble's going to be doing art. Anthony Tank Mansfield. Fucking, I mean, you name it, they're going to be up there. We got fucking...
Hail Dark Aesthetics. We have the Pike Tattoo Company and our sponsor, Scarlet Vape and Smoke. They'll be there. They'll all have, like, little spots or selling shit.
Check their shit
out.
It's
like a little convention, dude. Come
all day
out.
long. 3 p.m.
Something for everyone.
3 p.m. to midnight. Tickets are $10. They were 5 until Valentine's Day, but you snooze and you
fucked
lose,
up.
bitch.
Yeah.
You fucked
You
up.
done fucked up on a
$10.
good deal.
$10 for an all-day event for all kinds of shit. I mean, fucking
Only
still
10.
a good deal. Go up there,
Only 10.
support your local artists, fucking hang out with us, get fucking high with Luke allegedly down the street, not at the place, get drunk with me, fucking eat a big giant block of cheese with Pat,
With
jam
your weed,
chicken
yeah,
nuggets
big
up your
cheese.
asshole.
With your weed, though. With your weed.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Be sure to come on out, though. We're working really hard for this event, so let's just make it happen. Let's have a
Dude.
good time. Come hang out with us. We'll fucking chat.
Everybody
with
gets
you.
it. We're beating this into the ground. Fuck these reads. I want to get right back to Mr. Dibbs.
Yep.
Dude, this has been an awesome episode so far. I wanted.
Are you back?
We talked about a bunch of things in the when we were outside smoking a cigarette. I guess the first one that I want to get into is Scribble. Can we talk Scribble?
What's
Dibbs?
Scribble? Are you looking at
he's
my art?
checking out, he's
my
checking his art out
dude.
right now. No, yeah, that's fine, dude. If you want to.
Hey, thanks, dude.
He's
If
doing
you
it.
like anything that you see there, just tell me, and then I'll fucking give it to you for free.
See how much shit I just liked. I just fucking blasted you.
Oh, that's
My
awesome.
dude.
It's fucking great.
Thanks,
Save
buddy.
them,
We were talking outside. There's two things specifically, but the one that we saved was Scribble, which I know that probably everybody asked you about. I'm not going to ask you the standard questions. I just want to hear about the big beginnings of Scribble, because we had Dana Brunson on here, like I was telling you out there. And Dana and Dot came in, and they said that their son Jason, or Speedbeard, or Rapes, or however you know him, they started this event in the backyard of like Dana's house, right? Is this the beginnings of this? Can we just get? I'll drop that. You
So-
go from there.
Basically, Dana and Dot would let Jason paint in the backyard.
They're the
If-
coolest.
If he painted in the backyard, it kept him out of the train yards and shit like that.
Yeah. Kept
So,
him from getting felonies and shit.
and so Jason would, invite friends over. So it's, even though it's kind of a big bag, it's not that big, but basically you don't want 100 dudes painting in your backyard.
Sure.
So we already had Scribble magazine was already a thing then. So Jason started Scribble magazine. It was a graffiti magazine. They just wanted to have a thing where they painted and I DJ'd. That was it. Music. Just music to paint.
Like a house party, basically.
Yeah. So they decided to do that at Annie's. Bigger wall, concrete, you can put more people on it. So maybe I don't know, 30 dudes were painting.
That's wild.
And I was like DJing out of the back of my van it was in March. It was cold as shit. And I DJ'd and they painted. And that was that. But everybody was like, I should do another one. And we should have battles. We have no organization.
You talking about scratch battles or
No,
rap battles? Or
no,
like,
I think we decided the first one we would do b-boy battles, breakdancing. Mm-hmm. And so we went with that. And then
did you guys lay out the cardboard and everything like
we had
that?
linoleum. A dude that comes into play later, Kevin Beecham, showed up at the very first one. I don't even remember how he knew. He was from Chicago. He was on the way back from Atlanta. He stopped, hung out, watched the thing, and then he told people in Chicago. So the second one, same year. We had 3 the first year. That was 96. So the second one was the B-boy battle. Basically, it's still all graffiti. B-boy battle is like 4 guys, really. They danced for a while. They sweated. They rolled around on the ground. That's over. And then everybody wanted to do another one. So August rolled around. We decided to do the MC battle. So the dude's going to rap. So that happened. There's dudes from out of town, but not that many.
Is this
Anybody of
Is this where
notoriety?
you saw or if you were there for it, Eminem?
No, there's not the Eminem year.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting there.
He's talking about the beginnings of it. Is anybody of notoriety in it at this point, or just random dudes from different spots?
Me.
Just you?
Hey!
God damn, yeah.
Not to
Big
suck,
dick.
Not
No,
to
I mean,
suck
I'm
your
the-
own dick in your dad's bathroom or anything.
I'm the
but-
only one that hip hop wise anybody knew who it was.
Right.
Right.
And I didn't even do anything.
Because you had already made it onto
I'd already done the rap page,
right.
like all the magazine things. So I didn't do anything special. I didn't even do
You were the draw.
and I literally did nothing.
Right.
I just
He's
watched.
here.
Yeah. That was it.
DJ Dibbs is here.
And I wouldn't talk to you, and they were looking for Skip anyway. They thought that I was the black dude, so they were looking for Skip. So I could just sit there and watch the whole time and literally not do anything. I might have scratched like in the beginning, like playing around when we were setting up because it was all outdoors. So there's rap battle, and then that's over. And so the guy won. His name was Mr. Vendetta. He won. So that's that. Now we plan on doing it the next year. Still, our planning process is pretty
Is this year number 3 we're talking? 4?
Year number 2. We had
Okay.
3 of them the first year.
Oh, shit.
So then, it was 96. So then 97 or 96, 97, I don't know. It's kind of blurry.
Sure.
Brain damage.
90s, whatever.
And so a gang of people show up. The B-boy battle is way better. There's a whole bunch of people there battling. Yeah, that was kind of cool. I'm just picturing it in my. It wasn't great yet, but it was way more entertaining than 4 dudes slightly out of shape, fatting around on a broken piece
You
of
saw it
linoleum.
slowly turning into something.
And so then we get to the rap battle that day, and there's probably 100 dudes in it, and they're from everywhere all of a sudden. And some of them we had heard of, and a lot of them we hadn't. And most of them were at a 2-bedroom apartment and condo in Fairfield, and so like 40 some people stayed with me, 2 bedrooms. 1 bedroom you couldn't go in. I think Slug and whoever Slug ID and Ability stayed in that bedroom on the floor.
Slug.
Then there was my bedroom, and then everyone else was just packed into the living room. So 40 some people it looked like a refugee boat. It was great. So everyone's there, and then the next day comes the battle. I didn't even really talk to any of the people in the house. I didn't give a fuck who you. Just don't touch my shit.
Right.
Don't break the toilet. I don't care. Get to the battle, and then the guppies get sliced real quick, and you're left with Eminem comes out, and we had never heard of him at all. And like he went, and we're like, well, who the fuck is this white dude? Like seriously, we're like, what the fuck was that? Holy shit!
Is this the video that you have on your?
He blew you away.
Oh, yeah.
Is that this video right here?
That is that video, yeah.
Can we play a part of that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, where's the good point to go? You probably don't know, but I don't know.
I gotta see where it's
long
at.
ass video.
I miss when Eminem sounded like this.
Juice stands to jump in the motherfucking circle and get motherfucking injured. When I attack like a ninja,
Spelled it wrong.
when I do like a cringer. When I rock this microphone, you try to battle back. You need your phone snap and I crack and react when this microphone licking from track. Stepping you back, cracking your motherfucking skull. Your shit is dull. Bitch, your shit is so pitiful. I'm like a pit bull terrier when I bury your lunch into your motherfucking dungeon. You gonna plunge in, motherfucking you sponging. Trying to step to my shit, but you get.
That's wild.
All right, so that's just round 1 with that.
Can we just be honest? Like, his mom missed a golden opportunity to make, like, a spaghetti line. You know?
No
like,
shit,
make spaghetti
right?
sauce. Like, she's always complaining, like, I
fucking
got,
brilliant.
Mom spaghetti, the
That's
pasta
fucking
sauce.
brilliant.
What the fuck is she
That
doing?
would have been great.
She's
Mom
fucking
spaghetti.
up.
That's all you even had the name. Mom
That's
spaghetti.
it. Marshall or whatever her fucking name is, Mathers.
Brenda
Brenda Mathers.
Brenda
yeah.
Mathers.
Brenda Mathers. Mom
Mom
spaghetti. Just start looking all
It's
shitty on
genius.
her looking all shitty on the
Is this
cover.
your idea, or did you get this from the internet? Be honest.
I was just thinking about it
What
just
the
now, the
fuck?
spaghetti. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my god!
for that
we
matter-
need to send her emails and patent this tonight.
I don't want to help this bitch out. He doesn't seem. He
she's
doesn't
not
seem to like
listening.
her. I don't know.
Anybody
I
could
don't
make
care.
it
I'll
now.
sell out.
Anybody can make it now. Mom spaghetti.
We have until Sunday to patent it.
Get one of the old pictures of her where she's all like decrepit and shit.
Just get a
Mom
shitty
spaghetti.
picture.
It'll be like
it's Mom spaghetti.
perfect for pastas and throwing on your sweatshirts.
So this is. But back to this. This is round 1. So he drops that, and then everybody's paying
This is
attention
round
right
one.
after that.
This is round 1 of him and Juice.
Okay.
There's other rounds before this and after this that aren't on there.
Is this like the best one, or is this just the one that
No.
they had video of?
The best ones, which we didn't know at the time it was happening, the best ones where he's literally doing every verse from his Slim Shady EP record.
Really?
Oh,
So
really?
we had never heard it.
No fucking
So
way.
back then, this is supposed to be off the top of your head. You're supposed to make it up as you go. Years later,
Oh, he came
Sorry,
in with
Did you call him
pre-planned
out?
shit.
She call his ass out like, "Hey, bitch."
we didn't know that then. We didn't know he did it.
We were all like, why do we know all
Like-
this stuff? Like, why do we know all the words? This is the first time we've all heard this. Oh, because we heard it at Scribble Jam.
Like when the record came out, like when we were playing the record like a year and a half later, when the new record came out, I'm like, you wouldn't sell 2 copies if you pressed a double album. I'm like, how the fuck do I know? Because it's all in there.
So you would say
Oh,
Eminem
shit.
is
Double album.
a bitch.
Well, here's the thing. Yes.
That's one of the best songs on that album, too.
Everybody would have pocket lines, like a punchline. So the whole thing was, no matter what anybody says, 99% of the people are not completely off the top of the head. They all have go-to lines. But getting to the go-to line is not as easy as you think. Freestyle to set up the punchline. He was doing verses.
So he was doing verses
Gotcha.
from I Just Don't Give a Fuck and
Yeah,
shit?
now that right there was him freestyling. And so you heard him doing that. Now
Yeah.
when you hear him in another round coming up and you're like, Well, that was really dope. That's because he's not freestyling. He's doing a verse. And then years later, when this became a thing where like he still shouts us out and everything. You know what I mean? And that's cool. But the only beef is that he would complain about it later. Like, and the judges, blah, blah, blah. No, we didn't. We didn't know who anyone was. No one from Cincinnati was in the finals. And no one we were attached to was in the finals.
Right.
I didn't know Juice, Rhyme. I knew who Dose 1 was. He got eliminated. So the three of them, I didn't know him from Adam, and I didn't really care. Whoever won. We were still tripping off him being that good off the top of the head.
Right.
And he wasn't. So, there you go.
God damn.
Right on.
So
Okay,
he's
so that's
a
the
bitch.
Eminem part of it.
He acted like it about that. Look, and the thing is, I never
Damn.
understood why people didn't get it. You watch the fucking video. You know the words. This is before the record came out. So, obviously, it's not freestyle. He
That's
didn't
crazy.
freestyle that and then watch the video and be like, I'm going to write the record because here's my freestyle. That's not how it works.
Is this where you got connected, like through Scribble Jam to like Slug and Ideas and Abilities and
Yeah,
like Brother Ali and stuff like that?
That year right there, Gene Pool from Rhyme Sayers was in the battle. He got eliminated, and I don't know who else came from Rhyme Sayers, but they were giving the DJs copies of Overcast of the first Atmosphere record, and that's how we met. Because we still had the radio show. No one had done the anal yet.
Yeah.
So we were playing their record on the radio show, and then basically I just called Sean. He started coming down for shows. They would drive all the way from Minneapolis to play one show and drive all the way back.
God damn.
And that turned into me ending up on Rhyme Sayers.
Yeah, that's
and then,
fucking awesome.
And then later DJing for him for
you
a bunch
toured
of years.
with him for, like, what, 2003 or something like that?
I toured with him for about 6 years.
Oh, shit. You were out there during God Loves Ugly.
From God
and
Loves Ugly, Seven's Travel. God Loves Ugly and all the Warped Tour.
When
all that
Life
shit.
Gives You Lemons?
Yeah.
Did
No.
you do that one? Okay.
No. That was right after, right? Nope, it went Ford 1 and 2, the Ford EPs.
Sure.
Then I did that. Then God Loves Ugly. Then Seven's Travels. And then I was done.
I don't. This is a random thought, but on that, I was just thinking about this. Cats Van Bags is a track with Brother Ali and Slug, and there's a line on it that's not, like kicking like a little bitch in one of DIBBS' mosh pits. Is he referencing you when he says in one of DIBBS' mosh pits?
Yeah.
What's that about? The mosh pits? Did you start up mosh pits during like Scribble Jams during like whenever you were scratching and stuff like that?
Yeah. I
Okay.
didn't start it, but they started, yeah.
I didn't even
We would,
realize that there was mosh pits involved
In the middle,
with like scratching.
in the middle, it's kind of started with what was that fucking year? 2000, maybe let's say 2000, 2001, and was that the year? Was that Bogarts? And so at Bogarts, I did all metal and hardcore. When I performed, I did all metal and hardcore,
You talking about original New York hardcore or the newer hardcore shit? Okay.
all hardcore.
Right on.
And that was great. There was I tried to put like 80. Tried to put the whole crew on the fucking guest list, and the dude was that Tony Dotson. He was like, "You're not putting anybody." He knew what I was doing. He knew I was about to put every thug that I was crew with on there. But thanks to knowing the people that ran the venue, technically we're all crew too. When they heard the intro to the routine come on, they unlocked the back door and let everybody in. So now the floor is filled with all my homies, and when the music dropped, a giant pit started. And so kids are getting fucking wheel kicked and blah, 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 and running around smashing into each other. And so I won. I walked away. It didn't matter who played after. It really didn't matter. Everybody went to Top Cats. Like, fuck it, it's over. There's still like 8 more people to play. Didn't care.
Yeah, fuck it. He already did the best one. There's
So
no
then-
topping that.
So then Sean stayed, and we rehearsed for the Ford.
Sean and Slug, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we rehearsed for the Ford tours, and I'm like, so in the middle, he wanted me to do a DJ thing, and at the beginning, DJ thing. So the middle one was the one in question. I'm like, what do you want me to do? He's like, do the hardcore thing. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, do the thing with the mosh pit and shit. So I ended up doing
Walls of
I did
Death.
War Pigs. Walls of Death was later at Scribble. I did War Pigs because it was metal enough, but the way I flipped it, it would be hardcore enough. There would be a pit.
Right.
And everybody kind of knows that song. When it comes on, I go, damn it, oh, that's right. I ended up having to do that for fucking, I still have to do it now. So, Ford 1, Ford 2 tour, here comes War Pigs. And the best part is, so there's 800 people there, and that comes on, and they're all like, but there's always like 10 dudes in the crowd that are like, fuck yeah, and they just start shoving kids around. And so there's going to be a fight, but those 10 kids are going to fight together against everyone else, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because there's one dude pissed off that wants to punch the kid that pushed him, but there's 10 dudes that are going to return it. So I got to watch all that shit. So while these assholes are booing, these dudes are dancing. And so that went on for a whole tour. The next
So when
tour,
you're touring with them, you're creating fucking chaos in the crowd with war pigs.
oh yeah, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger as it went on. And then like when we did the Warped Tour, it was curtains. I think I did the Rage Against the Machine routine, killing in the name of, it didn't matter. 10,000 people beating the shit out of each other, circle pit from hell. When we went back to regular touring, it didn't matter because now it was part of the show. There you go.
So you're doing Walls of Death and stuff like that?
Walls
When did it evolve into Walls of Death?
I saw it at whatever show I was at, and I'm like, oh, on Warped Tour. I forgot who did it on Warped Tour. I just thought,
Of course, a wall of death happened.
watching it
Yeah, of
watching it
course.
from stage on Warped Tour, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that at Scribble Jam. And so one of the years I had Scandal. He on the mic. He's like, "You didn't hear the best part about this is great. It's inside. They split in half, but all the hardcore kids, all my friends are on one side. All the hip hop kids over here, they have no idea what the Wall of Death is.
They just sit
So
there.
when the beat drops,
Oh,
when the
they're
beat, and
gonna
he's
die.
explaining, he's like, now when the beat drops, everybody run towards each other. You don't really have to tell these dudes shit. They already know what's gonna happen. And then
You just do.
1, 2, 3, and he pointed his hand. They all rush 300 deep. These dudes just stand there like, just plow.
Just
through.
one side annihilates the other side entirely.
It was horribly funny to me. Like they're all just there's like a field of bodies laying everywhere, and then they all come back to the other side and run back again.
Did anybody die
anytime-
from any of this shit?
Nah.
Anytime I've ever seen at a show where they're doing Walls of
Dude,
Death
I-
and there's someone sitting in the middle, they have no idea what's about to happen. You're like, you're
I-
about to have a bad time. It's usually like someone really small or
You're
someone.
standing there like, woo.
Whenever I saw Slayer and Lamb, sorry, Luke, you go ahead.
I
first.
participated in a wall of death that made me never participate in another wall of death. I
What
will
was
never
it?
participate in
Was it
another
like the
wall of death.
Battle of
Little
Lord
ass
of the
got
Rings
crushed.
or
I watched.
something?
I watched this girl.
Your little ass got
I
sent to
watched
the-
this girl get fucking decimated. She was she was wearing glasses, and it was like a cinematic scene to like how I witnessed this woman get destroyed. She was running right, and she's on the opposing wall, and she's coming at me, and I look to my right, and I see it happening, and this dude, it's like he deliberately did it, just throws this super punch, right?
man.
Oh,
Crushes these glasses
No!
she's wearing and just domes her. I see a spurt.
Dead.
She's out. She's on the ground, and I'm like, oh! I left.
I've
I
never
was
been-
done. I'm never
Concerts
doing
do a
another
lot of
one.
weird
Never do
shit to
another
people,
one.
wouldn't you say? Like just being at a show live just makes you. I mean, I've seen all kinds of weird shit. People like standing up having
used to
sex
know,
and shit, and there's like
it's,
people
I
fucking
saw dudes
hurting each
piss
other.
in his own mouth one
know
time
a
at
dude,
a Junker show. Pull his dick out, pissing, catching it in the air, pissing into the
It was
air.
metal
catch
as
it.
fuck.
I know a dude, Curtis Marshall. He once upon a time broke his arm on a man's face in a pit, and when he went to the hospital to get it checked out, he had the dude's tooth in his forearm.
Awesome.
Oh,
Nice.
What you need to do, here's a good show. Here's a party trick for your shows.
Yeah.
I did on stage too, but am I allowed to tell that, right? $1.
we heard the self suck story.
Well,
we can hear
yeah.
anything.
So I thought it was fun. Me and my friends thought it was fun, and then so that carried to me on tour doing it. I was a poop dollar aficionado.
Where you take the
What's
shit
that?
on a $1 bill
You
or
and
a
Murs
$5
were the
bill?
poop dollar.
Oh, the Murs story. Yeah, it's a bad one.
I've never heard of this. What do you
Well, know about a poop dollar?
I
Tell
would
them what a
take
poop
I would
dollar
take a shit at the hotel or wherever, or you would. Didn't matter, but
shit
take a
would
shit
be
and
had.
then you'd get it and you put it in a baggie and you bring the baggie with you. We get the baggie
You
to the
carry a
bathroom.
a bag of
Baggie,
shit.
yes. We put it in the backpack with your
You
equipment.
gotta have a good vantage point for a poop
And then
dollar,
you have
though.
check this out. We would do it during sound check. So during sound check, we make this poop dollar. You take a knife or whatever, and you put poop ball on one side of the dollar, right? So here,
But you
here-
roll
just-
it up so they don't
No,
know.
no, check it out. Here it is. It's right by the monitor. So here's a monitor. Here's a monitor. Here's a poop dollar. Now you're first up to the like where the DJs are playing or the rap, depending on the venue, or if it's like a rave thing back then, it would be like in an open area. So there's a poop dollar. Now
So
you walk up to the
stupid.
monitors and you're like, shit, I'm right in front. You're like, $1. I religiously look around like this. Now watch the hand.
Fucking
Watch
take it. Slide a hand.
slide it in the pocket, right? And then they'd be like this. They'd smell their own hand religiously. They'd smell their own hand. And then be like, ugh, and then they go like that. Now you have shit in your pocket, your hand and on your shirt, and then they throw the dollar down. And so I'd always have the mic, like hidden in the back, like, how's that working out for you, brown fingers? Hey, shitty knuckles, don't get that on anybody.
No fucking
And
way.
we would just sit there. The one,
It's a health hazard.
who cares? The one with Merce was well, same thing. It was at the front of the venue, and Merce had the mic. Sorry.
Made an AIDS dollar this time.
Sorry, Nick. And he had the mic, and he's like, hey, oh, Thunderfingers, how's that working? Poop sticker, blah, 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 yelling at the dude. And so, like, the dude had poop on his fucking fancy shirt, his pants, and he went to the bathroom, and, like, while he's cleaning himself up or whatever, somebody in there was like, you see that guy with shit all over him from the fucking dollar on stage? What a fucking bitch, blah, blah, blah. And the dude turns around, he's like, that's me. And stabbed the other dude.
What? Stab him.
I love it.
That escalated.
What did he stab him with? A knife, or did he have some sharp object? What?
Poop knife.
He stabbed him with a knife. He had a knife. He got a knife in the venue.
He was ready to
Am I
stab.
allowed to say the venue?
Probably not. Let's not say the venue.
It was
That's
in Los Angeles. So he stabbed him, and then we didn't know any of that had happened. We're on stage. It was me, Aesop, Sean, and Nick Merce, and then like the venue people came up and said, "Hey, we're shutting down the fucking show," and they turned around like, "Dude, we got we got to shut it down." Tim was why? There's some kind of fucking murder thing going on, or something. They didn't say murder, but they made it seem really, really, really
Poop
bad.
murder thing going on over there.
Poop murder.
This story, in my opinion, is way better than the self-suck.
The poop murderer showed
Poop
up.
dollars. There was fucking Wild West murder. There was fucking
Shootout at the OK Corral over a poop dollar.
so much. It's so good, dude. It's like, hey, that's
poop
me.
murder.
Stab.
Hey, man, you ever heard of that? You ever heard that poop murder story, man? It's pretty intense.
Poop murder going
So-
on.
Did he
over
kill
there.
him though? Did he kill him?
No, I mean he poked him a few times, and I don't mean I mean he fucking
Shanked
him.
his ass.
Yeah, he definitely knew how to shank somebody. We'll put that right there. So the thing is, it's sold out now. There's going to be a fucking riot when we stop. Venues are going to tell you they're going to give you your money back. If you're from LA, are you getting your money back? It ain't
Fuck
happening.
no.
You paid $25 and you're shit out of luck, and you just watched 15 minutes. Get through there. They're all up there freestyling. So some people kind of figured out something was weird because the end of the show was happening at the beginning. That's why we got 20 minutes. Time enough for like 100 fucking LAPD motherfuckers to be out front. Then they announced it after I figure out where the fucking exit is, because it's right there, and that's
Yeah.
where I'm
Always
going.
got to know you're out.
And so I know the out, and so the minute they start talking, I pack up all the gear in like 2 seconds. Just floom, 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 shove it, everything shoved, not pretty, just shove it all in there, and I'm out the back door. And basically all hell starts to break loose. I'm out in the van. I'm ready to go. They all come flying out. Well, it's not our fault anyway. Well, damn. I guess it was the poop guy's fault. Whoever put the poop dollar up front. Was that me? It was not I.
It's a mystery.
Swear.
Mystery poop dollar, man.
So poop dollar, that was not the worst thing I've ever seen happen. That was just a really good one.
Are you still
Whoa.
a prankster to this day?
She's his wife is in the background
That
for the
was
audio
like the
listeners.
most innocent,
My
like,
follow-up
come on,
question.
Emma.
My follow-up question
gonna
was
come
going to
back.
be is
She's coming back.
Is what kind of pranks are you falling victim
Yeah.
to?
Are
to
you-
this
are you
day,
okay?
Laura?
Is
Are
he
you a
hurt?
victim or are you?
Let's let her answer because
It's
she.
daily. It's daily from. So we have a pup, and he chewed up our Fire Stick remote, and so recently, as my husband was thrifting, because that's what he does to get his toys that he circuit bends, he put the chewed up remote in a baggie and then took it to Goodwill and put it on the shelf. Works great.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There was at one point where he ashed in a peanut butter jar for about 6 months and then put it on the shelf at Kroger. He
That's incredible.
The like graduation cards.
he would change. He would buy. He didn't steal the Hallmark cards, but he would steal cards for whatever reason, bring them home, reword whatever, and then put them back. So
hey, congratulations, you're 18. Go fuck yourself.
yeah, get a job.
Put it back
pay
on the
rent,
shelf.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
You just do the shit to make yourself happy. Like you
Yes.
don't. The best part of pranks like that is you never get to see the payoff,
The
which is
end.
the ultimate
Yeah.
part of the prank. But like,
You get to hear about it a little bit here and there, but plus with the like putting stuff back on the shelves, like the doll now cusses at a child, a kid touches Elmo, and it's like, get the fuck out of here, loser. Well, if you just set a camera down and wait, you're gonna get the footage.
Yeah.
I've got plenty.
Home's always fun. It's his annoying me is his favorite thing. To
Yeah,
do.
I'm not lying about
That's what he does.
Okay.
He annoys
what do
me.
you do to annoy her? Maybe it'd be better.
Nothing.
for
Like
her.
what's
Nothing.
your
What drives you
annoy-
fucking insane?
Yeah, what does he do that drives you fucking insane?
For one, as you can tell, he talks incessantly. He does not breathe. He just talks and talks and talks.
Woo!
And so he makes up songs all the time. And so I work third shift. I'll come home. I'm trying to relax, go to bed because I have to be back for another 12-hour shift. And then like he'll be like, Ray. And I'll open my eyes and he'll be, am I on?
Yeah, you're
Good,
on.
keep
Go
going.
on.
Sorry.
Anyway, he'll just be like right in my face singing some absurd song that he's making up.
Like while she's sleeping.
Can you make up a song
He'll
right
just
now?
get in her
Right
face
here.
and start singing
Yeah,
stuff.
I wake up with his wiener in my face all the time too. I think that's pretty standard though. Like he'll call my name and I'll open my eyes and his dick's right there.
I had a friend. I had a story about that. We used to hang with this punk rock dude that was like, he wasn't even really punk rock. He was like one day, it was like that kid in high school.
He
that couldn't
wasn't
figure,
even really punk rock.
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not
why I'm
saying it
saying
like
punk
that.
rock. I just said punk rock.
I don't know.
He's
but
not punk rock.
What I mean by that is at this time
He
he's
didn't have
pretending.
enough Slayer patches on his battle vest.
See, that's how you don't know. Anyways, fucking.
Is he punk rock or not?
No, I'm saying the kid's lying about what he was at the time because he had these different phases. One day he's a Grateful Dead kid. Come back the next year in high school. Now he's a juggalo. He's got the trip pants with the chains and shit like that. Comes back the next year. Now he's got a fucking shitty mohawk, not a good one, little tiny one.
A
and
rat hog.
Now he's got
The turd hog.
anarchy tattooed on his head, which is. I don't know, like but it's a little shitty like pen tattoo, and he was like, I blacked out at a party, and they did that, and then he's like, I got one by my dick, and he like pulled his pants down. There's an anarchy tattoo right by his dick, and I was like, what? You're saying you blacked out and somebody came at you with a fucking stick and poke? And he was like, exactly, man. And I was like, okay, whatever.
I'm
Well,
not
that
crazy,
kid
you are.
was getting drunk with us or whatever, and he was, I don't know, he'd always do weird shit, and
Black out at a party, I'm gonna put a dick on your face.
well, no, I fell asleep, and it wasn't even at it was when we were all going to bed, like standard shit. We're at our friend's parents' house or whatever. We were probably like 15 or 16, and we all went to bed, and fucking everybody was drunk. We wake up hungover, whatever. I was pretty hungover, woke up to go like puke and take a piss, go back to sleep or whatever. And then I wake up to the sound of acoustic guitar being played loudly, and he's playing like a Leftover Crack song called One Dead Cop. One Dead Cop. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. And he keeps going, no more donut shop. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I turn around to go, like, punch him, like, to get him to fuck away from me. And he's got his whole dick and balls is hanging right by my forehead. And I was like, what the
Yes,
fuck?
my life.
He was completely
That's it.
naked.
That's it.
He
Dick and
sings
balls
to you
out.
with his dick and balls out.
But the best part was
yes.
my friend's parents are in the next room over while he's loudly singing this fucking Leftover Crack song with his dick and balls out in their living room. And I looked down and he's got just his docs on. And
Right
I
on.
was like, you fucking psychopath.
Style.
All right.
Yeah, he did it with style.
But that's your life. I have one story. You have like countless.
Pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, but it's all
the
situational
songs
too.
are all basically about poop.
Yeah. Poop and buttholes.
Can you sing one right now?
Yeah,
Do you have one?
I really want you to sing a song about poop right now.
I don't really write them down. I just
off the
kinda-
top of the
He,
dome.
he got into videotaping me too, like poking
Oh,
me until
yeah.
like I freak out and like Bat Dad does, but
Poking you?
like poking the bear, like babe, just stupid shit. Like I'm trying to do something and he keeps interrupting me to make me freak out on him, but then he's got his phone set up and he's videotaping the whole thing. That was recent. It was short lived because I threatened to kill him. So
Did you threaten for real? Like
I'm
you
gonna fucking kill you.
get the gun
Seriously, if you
out?
don't
She
stop.
kind of does the thing where like you can poke and poke for a while and just shut up. But there's the shut up where it's over. Shut up. And then I'll stop, but now I'm fucking laughing really hard and trying to hold that in, and then I'm like, and then when it comes out, then she'll laugh, which restarts the singing. Or I like
he
to.
always makes me try to beatbox. That's the other thing too.
Can you beatbox for me right
No,
now?
absolutely not.
Please?
So I can't, and that's the whole point. And
If you
nor
don't-
do I
if you-
ever,
okay, if
nor
you-
do I
if you
ever
don't-
want to.
If you don't make two beatbox noises, I'm going to spend the next 4 minutes doing the Smurf anthem.
No,
I
will
love
not.
that too.
no, you're just gonna be doing it 2 minutes. We're gonna be here because I'm not doing it. But so that's the thing.
Let's
I'll
let
let
this
you go to
happen.
sleep.
I like this.
I'll let you go to sleep if
Just go.
Can you
I
just
will
give me a
not.
little
Just give him a
something? Can you
kick.
just
No,
spit
I
something?
can't. That's the whole point. That's
Just
why
to
I
get go.
do it.
You did it last night.
Own the moment, dude.
I do annoying shit like
The
that
other-
to my
the
girlfriend
other
all
one
day
is,
long.
I narrate.
So I get it.
I'm a whistler.
I narrate.
Yeah.
Like I narrate our life. Like the
Laura's in Kroger's right now,
No, like I
and
was
she's
doing-
attempting to pick
yeah.
out popcorn.
Yeah, I was doing
She
the-
doesn't know whether to get the Orville Rottenbacher or
I was doing the like the crocodile, and I'm like, here we are, the magnificent wild ray in her natural habitat. She's pooing. She's naked from the waist down. Winnie the Pooh style. Watch her work. Watch. Shh, don't. She'll yell. Be quiet. Meanwhile, she's just. It's easy.
I like to do this thing with my girlfriend, young Rachel, where whenever she's eating food, I'll make chewing noises like, cool. You know, like make noises like that. And she hates it.
I have a fucking great one from an FC match. You know what I'm talking about? The fat dude in the bleachers? He's like inhaling a cheesesteak, and I happen to turn around and catch him. He's so far away.
We just gotten there. It was like early, and no one's even really there yet. We in the Bailey, and this guy was like seriously like porn shoving this freaking hot dog in his mouth. And then Brad turns around, he starts filming him, and he's going nom 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 nom. And I was just like, oh my.
You're filming, making the noises.
He was making the noise, yeah. So the guy's like eating like up the bleacher a little bit, and like Brad's like filming him going nom nom nom. But he was like for real like porn taking this freaking dog. He was like just shoving it. It was like a yeah. It was, where we okay, we'd finally gotten to Warped Tour and Atmosphere and Cat Van Bags and
shit, that's cool.
So now we should be moving on to LP and I'll Sleep When You're Dead.
Are you trying to put us back on track?
I'm putting you back on track.
Okay, we can go back.
Has
on track.
Atmosphere
I love this
attempted
shit.
self-suck?
Yeah. Do you know if Slug or Ant have either of them have ever tried?
Have they ever
self-suck?
mentioned self-suck before?
No.
I mean, Lord knows what Sean.
One of the dudes I toured with Atmosphere, Crescent Moon. Hey, Lexi.
Oh, God.
Shout out.
Shout out, Lexi.
We had a conversation about it in the back of the van one time.
No, but seriously, we don't need to know.
You don't
who's
need to answer my
self-sucking.
stupid questions.
Everybody has a. I can't find the.
Everyone has a self-stuck story.
Everybody. That's like the game. Where
A
you're
triple
like,
S.
Here, that's like this game. Dude, would you totally like suck his dick for like $1,000? And you're like, no. You're like, no. But see, everybody does that game, and they're like, I wouldn't suck his dick for $1 million. And you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, suck a dick for $1 million. That's an easy $1 million.
It's what dick wouldn't I suck for $1 million?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
Ask Luke some
Exactly.
serious questions.
$20,000.
I gotta piss.
Yeah.
See,
You would?
See, there.
What's the least amount of money you would take?
You gotta factor everything in though.
$800.
Realistically?
That's still $800. Is everybody gonna see that?
$8,500.
Well, let's say it's
8,500
risky.
your magic
People
number?
could find out.
Probably.
Are you comfortable enough with yourself to be like, yeah, I did it?
Yeah.
$8,500 is a lot of money to put a boner in your mouth.
Yeah. Here's a good question.
Right.
Here's a real butter buster. What is the least amount of money you would take to shove a whole stick of butter up your ass?
He would probably do that for fun.
Wouldn't care. You got the butter.
You would actually do that?
It's
You
butter.
wouldn't take any money for that?
It's butter.
Like a whole stick of unsalted
It's
butter.
going to what do you call it? It's
Melt?
going to shape into the whole. It's gonna like
if you mash it hard enough.
Well,
right?
yeah. There's no way it's going in there in one long tube of butter. It's going to warm up as it penetrates your fudge ramp. You start inching that up the nugget launcher, it's going to warm up.
Good
Yeah, and you don't need to
Lord.
hold it. You know, you just squirt it right on out.
Inch it up the nugget launcher.
Yeah.
The nugget launcher is easily the greatest name I've ever heard for an
Let's
asshole.
see. Let's go with all of his butthole references. Fudge ramp,
Fudge ramp. nugget
chocolate
launcher.
shooter.
Chocolate shooter.
Stupid.
Stupid.
I could probably go on all day.
Oh my god.
What would you ever eat? We asked these questions way back
Go.
in the day, so I'm just throwing them at you since we're getting ridiculous here. Would you ever eat like what's the least amount of money you would take to eat a bowl of Luke's scabs?
Have you ever watched Scratch and Puncture?
No.
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So all these questions will be answered because Scratch and Puncture is a video that he and his brother made way back in the day, and it's basically them doing really gross things like eating scabs,
Eating each other's scabs?
eating puke out of a toilet on
Eating
tortilla
poop
chips.
Out of the toilet.
Oh,
Poop.
I can watch this
Shut
somewhere.
the fuck up! You're
Yeah,
eating
we'll-
poop out of. You ate poop out of a toilet?
I didn't
It's
eat
on Scratch and Puncture. Bum fights.
Bum fights, jackass, all those.
This
All
on
that,
YouTube.
all
came
that
after.
CKY shit, all
I
that,
wanna
all
watch
that
it.
It's
jackass
all from
shit
us.
way
Like-
before they ever did it.
We could look this up right now.
Yes.
Look it up.
Look
Scratch
this
What's
up.
it called? Scratch and Puncture?
No,
Yeah.
scratch.
This is
Oh.
about to be incredible.
He said they ate poop out of a toilet.
They
No, I
said they
heard-
ate scabs.
As soon as it
He
came
said
back in, I
poop.
was like, okay, we're not talking about sucking dicks
Scratch,
anymore. All right.
scratch,
Something way-
Scratch.
Sorry, I fucked that up.
Cratch.
Learn to spell. This is why he says the
Fucking
internet sucks. He
idiot.
can't
A.
spell.
No, one
A,
word.
just A.
Go back
Just
one
A.
word.
It's all right.
Fucking learn how to spell, dude.
It should autocorrect. Wait.
Scratch a puncture.
A puncture. Sorry.
See, you're an
Put
idiot.
Mr. Dibbs after it. Might be easier.
Scraps a puncture.
I'm telling you, it's one word. That's the thing.
Oh,
Come on, Cody. Dead air.
it'll be fun.
Why are you making it one word?
No, just
Puncher.
put Mr. Dibbs.
It's acupuncture.
This keyboard sucks dick. I don't know. What you
No, it doesn't.
There's
This
some
one right here?
there. Yeah, put a. No, you put one of those. Yeah, pick one.
Just any of them? Okay.
That's-
There you go.
Grocery store.
Yeah, this is been caught stealing.
I didn't get caught though. I'm just saying.
No, they weren't caught.
What's happening? Oh.
Hey, it's only going to cost $25 for like $100 of food. Just put the quarter in. Now push it in.
This
All
is
right,
you
there
right
you
here.
Horse shit.
Is that Big Lots?
No, that's Aldi's
Myers.
problem.
It's Myers. Western Hills Myers.
No.
Myers?
So you just go through, load the cart up with fucking everything, and you're about to just ditch.
And leave.
So this is like 97, 98-ish maybe?
Is when you film this?
Yeah, this footage goes way, way, way back.
It's a fast forward montage of them grabbing as many meats as possible. Meat.
Yeah, jump through a little bit. I'll show you where. Right there. No, that's what I do.
Go back.
No, you're fine. This is after I think we had loaded.
Are you
it
asking
up.
for help right now? Like, hey,
I asked him where the.
what's the
dolphin-
easiest thing to steal?
I said, where is the dolphin unsafe tuna? That's Willie Maggot. He'd film all this shit.
Is that all applesauce, dude?
Yeah.
I love applesauce. I fucking love applesauce.
I haven't had it in forever. It
Go
sounds
back
good.
a little bit. Let me see. Hold on. Keep going forward. I'm looking. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's after we take it out to the car. Right there.
Right here?
Yeah, play right
All
there.
right, cool.
We'd already put the shit in the car at this point.
Drive
How'd you get
around.
it out to the car? Would you just
Walked out with the cart.
Oh, fuck. Shut the fuck up.
All right, for the audio listeners, so he's got
What,
a
he's-
motorized fucking
Scooter.
one of those scooter carts, and you see this dude unloading like this
Pepsi.
case of Pepsi onto his shelf, and he's not paying attention, and fucking Brad just keeps driving,
Floors
keeps
it.
driving, and just fucking hits him in the side with the fucking cart. And this dude spins around with his porn stash and his fucking
porn
bald
stash.
head. What does he call you out? I gotta see what
He
it's
just
good.
said- he's kind of nice about it.
You better be sorry about that.
So we went. This is like we literally just walked out with the cart, put it all in the van, and then I came back in to ride the cart around and see.
You
what I
weren't
could-
scared nobody was gonna come fucking
What?
after you?
Big security's gonna do what?
They're going to fight you.
Yeah, well, more power to you. You're gonna get fucking the shit beat out of you in the front of Biggs. Falls, falling. Oh, this little dude, I remember him.
Shut
Wow.
the fuck. He ran into one of those conveyor carts filled
That
with
dude
boxes.
looked pissed.
And it all
That
fell.
dude looked mad as fuck.
Oh, sick moves, bro.
Somebody threw something at you and you kick it.
Well, there's the same Pepsi dude. You see,
Shut the
he's out of
fuck up.
frame. Now
He
he's not
saw you
watching.
coming like Jaws, dude.
Fucking out of here. Fuck that guy.
Just knocking shit over.
Knocked all
bro.
his shit over. He just
Oh
got
my
done stacking
God.
this shit up, and you knocked it all over.
So in the video here, there's a lot of stuff that we couldn't put on the internet.
What did you allegedly do?
Just reached into the donut cabinet and started eating shit.
Yeah, some of it doesn't try. Like, there, I threw the packet at him. Like, hey, how much is the fucking salt? Like. I'm just trying to piss off the dude in the fish section.
You just kept throwing stuff at him?
Yeah, and he would catch it and just answer the question. He never did get mad.
Well, he looked like he was laughing at it.
That guy was awesome.
So he was sitting there terrorizing people, basically.
Yeah, and that's like there's lots of parts. There's many levels to this video.
What's
if you guys
how
want to
far
look it up,
did it
it's
go?
Scratch a Puncture.
How far did this go? I mean, you said eating poop out of toilets. I'm like,
That happened.
what the
There
fuck?
was-
What?
You have
what?
video of this?
It's on there. It's
on
on the
there.
whole video.
There's
It's
a
on
guy
YouTube.
actually
It's on,
eating
no,
shit.
I don't know if you can find all of it on
do you
Scratch.
remember? You ever heard of the milk challenge?
What's the milk?
Oh,
challenge?
You have to
drink
try
milk,
to drink a gallon
throw
of
up.
milk
I know
within
what a
an
milk
hour.
circle is.
We invented that. And so
So
there's a
we would
whole
literally-
10-minute section
What
of
is
that
it?
shit.
So
What
you
are
have to
you talking
you have to chug a gallon of milk within a certain time period.
No.
Mr. Dibbs,
And
as
then,
far as I'm concerned,
Go back
you
up.
created this.
Go to
And then if
early
you hold it
generation
down, if you don't
before.
puke,
Where do you want me to
then
go?
you
That's
get
stealing-
then you
hold
get
on.
money.
Hold on, let me go to the
We get
video
like 50
section.
bucks.
Let's see if we can find more.
So it's like damn near fucking impossible, except for
B-boy,
one
no.
little tiny fucking 98-pound girl did it once, like beat out all these dudes. But you puke,
Wow.
and so
Do
then we
we're
film,
on the
we film
corner,
you
bitch.
throwing
You'll
up
like that
basically.
one. So this is just a random drunk dude we had kicked out, I think. Maybe.
What the
Come on, Pat's
fuck?
internet.
Come on, Cody's typing.
There you go.
Oh yeah, butt fights.
Not ball fights. We didn't fight him. We were just having fun because he's really drunk.
The drunk guy is the one with the fucking
suspenders,
suspenders. Okay.
Is he screaming?
No,
Dude, how fucked up is this?
You're
guy?
antagonizing the shit
This
out
is
of
short
dude.
vine in the 90s, ladies
no.
and
If you
gentlemen.
scream at somebody when they're drunk in their ear, it messes with your equilibrium.
Oh, really?
Really?
He's like grabbing his thigh and shit.
Also, if you grab their dick, it helps.
One of the best stories ever is one of these tapings where it was trash night and someone like took a vacuum out of the trash and was swinging it like a mace. They were really pissed off. That was a great one.
That looks like Dave Grohl if his life went the wrong way.
Funny.
He's got suspenders.
Hold this for me, Dave. Hold this real quick.
God damn. Just hit him with a whole trash can right in his face.
Thugs running amok in the 90s. Drunk
I'm
thugs.
watching all of these videos tonight.
I heard Shorevine was fucking wild back in the day.
It
like,
was the best. It was the Wild West.
See,
so you guys
scroll
wasted it was
forward.
crazy still? Like,
Of
fuck,
course.
you're like, fuck the gentrification. I want it to be fucking wild like
yeah,
it was.
no, it needs, and that's what's so sad about.
Yeah, we don't go up there anymore.
Yeah,
There's no point.
there's no point.
This was
No-
fun.
There's no
nothing's
fun
nothing's
there.
the same. It's a kinder, gentler earth, and I mean, I'm all for that. I mean, everyone blah blah blah, but come on, get fucking drunk and wild out. Be stupid.
Here's the thing. Everybody
Facts.
got along. The only people that actually ever received any damage were people from out of town. If you didn't know how to act when you were up there,
Yeah.
dudes would come in from out of town and think their nuts were huge, and they'd get them fucking chopped right there. And then
Get him chopped.
don't go to Short Vine. And even the university would tell kids, don't go to Short Vine acting like you own the world or you're going to get fucking checked real quick. And you would get fucked up. And it wasn't one person in the entire fucking street wanted to beat your ass. We'd drop fighting each other to go fuck up the dude from out of town because how dare you call him a bitch? I don't even like that dude, but you don't get to say that shit.
That's my job.
Yeah, we do that to each other. You don't
When
get
did it
that.
change? When did Short Vine become different? You guys were right there for the whole thing.
So it started getting bad. I don't know, 2002 ish, little later.
Post riot?
Yeah,
post-riots.
post the riots. And then it really wasn't safe. Like, even though like we were all doing stupid shit, you were safe. Do you know what I mean? And then after the riots, it wasn't safe anymore. Like, you would get shot. Like, you shouldn't go down there. And then they kind of started turning it back around, and now they call it East Campus, and it's all
it was pretty,
college stuff.
It's
And
pretty cool. About what 6-7 years ago, right? We had it. It's the last time we had the whole block again, and it was just like that, and it was great. And
it was
then
the top of the block, though.
And yeah, top of the block. And then the thing they talked about doing for 20 years, we're going to clean this block up. All of a sudden, poof.
It happened.
It did.
And it fucked everything up for all
the
the-
businesses that had been there forever were fucking gone
Yeah,
or
Sub
in
Galley
danger.
gone.
Sub
You know, like,
Galley-
well, we burned Perkins down. I mean, somebody burned Perkins down.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You guys are so awesome.
No, Perkins was
What? Fuck.
Perkins on Short Vine. If you ever were there,
that was a fucking experience.
that was the best thing ever. And then so
Perkins is so fucking good, by the way.
FYI,
I actually really like their
sidebar.
food.
Yeah, no, for real.
That's totally underrated.
But it was
so
at the top-
your
top
guys' friend Shmora and Dad, how did they burn Perkins down to the ground?
They don't know how it happened.
Look,
Okay,
man,
fair
Sub
enough.
Galley, you go to the bathroom, you're either pissing over someone that's dead,
Over there
or
overdosing.
they're overdosed in the bathroom. Like, that was every night. You
Sub
went in
Galley
there.
was the trashiest, nastiest
Perkins?
CBGB. No, Sub Galley, which is where Dive Bar is now. Jesus Christ, that place was fucking incredible. It was like the CBGB of Cincinnati, only
They had
with
the
way more
greatest
hepatitis.
sandwiches of all time.
What were they?
Hoagies sandwich.
Yep.
Just
Sandwich,
quality
bro.
fucking
Sandwich.
hoagies.
He said sandwiches.
There was a dude sitting up at a tree outside of
on
a
a
tree
tree
between
for 3
Slub
days.
Valley and Perkins for 3 days, and then
Dead.
finally, after like the third day, we were like, "We think dude's dead. He was totally
Dead.
dead."
He's just sitting there
Somebody
Shut the
parked him up
fuck
against
up.
the tree. Swear to God.
like Iceman style. Kill him and then just put him on a fucking bus bench.
That's
and he'll sit there
incredible.
for like days.
So he was dead though.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Dude, I don't know anything about this side of Cincinnati at all because ever since I came into partying age, it's been a pretty tame city. I don't know. There's
Everything's
heroin,
gentrified.
but like, I mean, that's affected people, but like, it's just you do heroin and die. Like, there's nothing crazy about it.
Yeah, that's about
Like,
it now. That's
It's you don't hear wild stories anymore. I don't hear anything like.
You're not allowed to
Well,
go out
there
after
was that one
You're not
guy
allowed-
like a year or two ago who was running away from the cops while there's a bunch of UC campus parties going on, and he was escaping the police by like jumping from roof to roof.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Batman style.
Swear to God.
It's doable. He must have been from out of town.
Hey, do you know who
Yeah.
Shadow Hair is?
Shadow Hair?
He was the Cincinnati superhero. I'm trying to locate that guy.
I remember the,
No clue.
the
I want him on the
the naked
podcast.
cowboy.
There, wasn't he
that's
a
in
New
New
York
York.
City
He's New
staple?
York.
No, the naked cowboy's from here.
He's from
he
here.
moved to New York.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
shit,
on
I
his
didn't know
video.
that.
He used to only be down there at Taste of Cincinnati. Same song.
For sure.
The naked cowboy cup.
Yeah, that garbage. What are you guys' favorite moments from like this era? Like,
There aren't any. No, just kidding.
wild shit that like obviously past the
Man,
statute of limitations. You don't have to worry about it.
The first time we were doing the milk challenge, it's on there somewhere.
I'll try to find it while you're doing this.
Just scroll through that one that's already there. The one you're already looking at.
Oh, this one right here. Okay.
Just to see.
That was later in the night though.
Yeah, but I don't know what it's.
He's got his dick out.
He's got his dick
It's
out.
not that
That's
one.
just
No,
like he's
Mr. Dibbs
scrolling
Milk
through the
Challenge, you might
picture
find it that
frames
way.
and then shot of the dude's dick.
If you find it, one of my favorite moments is right here. Just because no one had done it and no one had seen it yet. Come on, baby. There.
This one
There
right
we
here?
go.
No,
Well,
that's
there's
not
one
it.
of
It's
them.
the scratch and puncture one.
There
This
you
one
go.
right here?
Original
Yep.
milk challenge. Yep.
Original milk
Yeah,
challenge
do
7
that.
years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody posted it 7
Check
years
this
ago.
shit out.
Twitter and
Projectile dysfunction. What was that?
Oh, they even changed the music. You hear that?
oh, I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Who changed the music?
I don't know, but that's
You look
how-
like Scott Ian and all this older shit.
And a
Oh,
carton of
stop
milk
it.
to someone.
Here. So
Drinking it as
scroll
fast as she
forward.
can.
I'll tell you what. Keep going.
You're
keep going.
having them do this at a show?
Yeah.
Yes, that was at a show. Yeah, keep going.
She didn't make it through any of that one.
Going,
Yeah,
keep
she's
going.
struggling
Wait. Keep
Drink
going.
that milk. She's
Bars.
puking
And right,
milk.
go. No. Keep going a little more. A little more. Right there.
Right
Start
here?
playing. Yeah,
Right there.
This was the very first one you're about to see.
So
All
This
right,
is
dude,
outside the
chugging
original
milk.
Top
It looks like a
Cats.
young black dude out on the streets. Is this Short Vine still?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in the MC battle. I forgot his name. He was really good too, though.
All right, he's just taking down a gallon of milk.
Yep, to the head.
Bunch of kids standing around, parked cars. I mean, you go down the.
He's almost there. So he.
Oh, he's feeling it right there. Quick
Yeah.
shot of
How
him
much did he
like
take
almost
down?
fucking over his
The
car.
video cut, but how
no,
much
it's
do
on
you
the
think that he
car.
got?
It's on the roof. About a little more than half.
And you have to keep it down for a certain
15
amount of time.
minutes.
15 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah, it is.
There it is.
I'll
Oh,
watch.
Hey.
I'll watch.
that's a lot of.
Now there's
vomit.
Stinky Pig. Yep.
What's he doing? What is he doing?
Gonna
He's
eat the
scooping
cube.
up. Okay, for the audio listeners, he just took a chip and he tried to get it as the last dribbles of puke is coming out of dude's mouth, but he didn't get it. So he goes down to the ground next to the parking meter and scoops it up right where the cigarette butts and the homeless people are shitting.
Yep.
Scoops up this dude's puke that he just fucking did.
Milk puke.
He's got it on a chip, right in his mouth. The whole
Oh, yeah.
thing. And he goes back in.
He double dipped.
He went back in for the second one.
Yep.
Look at this fucking guy.
This is all
He
I-
got laid after that, right?
See the
Right?
Dude, see the dude in the black hat right there?
Yeah.
This guy right
In the
here.
back?
Yeah, you know who that is?
Who?
Arlo McKinney.
Yeah.
Who's Arlo McKinney?
So he's a country singer from Cincinnati. I actually really like him, but
He's really dope.
He's amazing.
He's really, really dope.
Arlo
You
is
should
his
get him,
professional
get
name.
get his band on the show.
Yeah.
All right, if he wants
Hook
to come
us
on,
up.
dude. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
Arlo
us
is his
up.
professional name, but he's from around the way. And,
If you
If
know-
he's
that's
interested,
it.
we'd
He's
love
a-
to
You know
have him.
anyone
He
interesting?
is a super old
we know
school.
tons of
He's a
interesting
super
Yeah.
old school short
But are
fine
trustworthy.
head.
Yeah.
Just from this interview, I'll tell you what. No matter anybody you guys suggest, you fucking tell me. We'll have him on the show. I don't give a fuck.
So that was the milk. That was the first. That I remember vividly, just because I was.
Did you
like,
do that?
No. Did I ever do the milk challenge?
Did you ever scoop it up with a chip?
I have eaten my share of puke involved in the milk challenge. Yes. I've reached in the toilet and eaten the puke. That's on there. You just scroll a little more.
Scroll a little more for the
See
puke
where
in the
we go.
toilet.
Oh, he's going for second.
That's hot sauce. No, you got to go back and look at the videos, the titles. Let's see.
All right, cool. Let's go back. We'll find this. I don't care.
Nope.
To go to the page.
Oceans of Vomit, the gallon
That's after. No, I don't know.
It's all right.
It's part of another section. It's not like isolated, so that's good. So that was fun.
That was fucking ridiculous.
That was something else.
And all that time, I saw one little 80-pound girl do it in Colorado.
Wow.
It was like 2 guys my size and this little girl. The dudes want to try it, and then the girl's like, "Can I try too?" And she downed the whole gallon of milk while the other dudes were struggling, and then she stood there. And I think Sean had bet her like $200 or $300 for anyone that could do it and hold it down. She drank it all. We watched the dudes vomit everywhere, and then talked to her for a while. And she's like, and Sean paid her.
Oh my god.
She was like, I'm like, holy shit, she really drank it. She's like, it's all in your mind. And she's like, so can I throw it up now? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And she just, blah! And it all came out, and then she went in and watched the show.
God damn.
That's wild.
All right, so we're coming up on the end, but we had a conversation outside because you've got your whole head tattooed. The top for the listeners, the audio people that don't know what you look like. You got shit on your face. You got the VR. Is it VRP? Oh, hey, or LRP.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Booyah.
LRF. Okay.
Booyah!
Yeah, so you got that, and then instead of having hair on the top, you've got like the hairline tattoo. And I asked you outside, I was like that headpiece, I like what it looks like. What is that? And you said those are numbers from the psych ward, right?
DSM codes. So
Okay. Can we talk about that?
Please. Well, you can tell them what they are.
So we were trying to figure out. He wanted to get his head done, and so on the side of it is flooding, which is it's kind of a psychiatric phenomenon. Have you ever been so mad or so upset that you kind of like stop functioning, like you just get you
just lose control?
You black out, kind of.
Yeah.
So your body tries to maintain homeostasis by sending chemicals. So if you're sad, it tries to send them. If you're scared, it tries to send them. And when you get so upset all at one time, your body sends all these chemicals, and they kind of just like short circuit you.
Yeah.
And it's called flooding. It's called your brain is flooding.
So there's a name for that. I just always like get into a fight or get punched or something and just like lose my marbles and
shit.
Like
right.
1 second I'm normal and next second I'm fucking breathing heavily over
right. And you're
somebody.
scared and you're mad and you're all the things at once. Your body tries to maintain homeostasis.
And if
by
you're
sending
fighting, you
chemicals.
have a boner.
Yeah, hard as a rock, and I'm trying to suck my own dick when I wake up.
Right. Next thing you
Blood on my knuckles.
next thing you know.
It's good shit.
So anyway, the flooding
Come on my face.
was actually a side project that we have started a bunch of times that never went off anywhere. But so there's the flooding, which goes along with his DSM codes, which are psychiatric diagnosis codes that we decided that we would just go ahead and put on top of his head for future reference if anyone needs to know.
Oppositional defiance disorder.
So one of them is
means
oppositional.
I say no.
I like how you have the moth on the side that
Those
just kind of
cicadas.
blends it all.
Cicadas.
The bug, the winged bug.
He loves cicadas.
So you have cicadas all on the left side of your head. On the right, it says flooding,
Yep.
and then on the top, they're your DSM codes, and they look like some gangster ass shit. But
look
what it really
awesome.
is like it's to help people that might like if he gets into like a bad mental state or something
That's
like that.
kind of like where we were going with it, kind of like laughing at it, but at the same time, we're sort of dead fucking serious. So if I'm not around,
It's like a bracelet.
if I'm not around and someone happens to notice them, I mean, they may or may not notice that they're actually codes. But so oppositional defiant is just kind of funny. Like no matter, I could tell him that curtain is blue, and he'll say no, it's brown, it's not blue. And no matter what I say, he always has to argue about it. Now we always come back around to I'm right because I'm always right. But
Good
anyway.
bodyguard.
But I have to work myself back around to where she's right. In my mind, I'm right, and now she's just jumping on with me.
And the other two are just psychosis. They're two different psychosis.
The other
codes.
one is the explosive.
Explosive defiant disorder. Oppositional
How does
defiant.
that one work?
That one, it's so you're just kind of. It's an overreaction. What somebody decided was a normal reaction to a situation, that he goes way overboard.
This is real.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like
My
flipped out.
shoe's not tied right,
Like-
and I have to break it.
So we were in the grocery store once, and a guy kind of talked to me, and then I was just like, "Oh God, don't know." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." He can't call me pretty or something. I can't remember.
Right.
And so kept rolling, and then he said, "What'd that fucker say?" And I said, "I don't know." He said, "Hi," just to diffuse. And so then the next aisle, the guy said something else to me, and so instead of him just being like, "Hey, dude, that's my wife," like whatever. Brad flipped his entire grocery cart over and then hit him with it.
Damn.
Sound like a good husband, man.
The other option was he was getting raped, so the choice was his.
He's not.
I'd take the
Self-suck
grocery
hard
cart.
way.
Right. So that would technically be an explosive disorder, explosive personality disorder.
I don't want to get raped by the dude that can suck his own dick. I'm
Right.
like, that one's gonna hurt.
Have you seen how big his hands are?
Well, we like
Got some meaty ass fingers.
From
sir.
Big
these
paws,
days,
big
from
paws.
these days back then, it was called blue glove. So we all had medical gloves that we would carry around, and when you got knocked out,
God.
we'd wake you up by fingering your butthole wearing those gloves. They'd land there
Take it. It's some brutal shit. I know. It's taking
Prior to
people's
Me
manhood.
Too.
Right.
It's so you'd wake up. When you're gonna go tell,
I'd
the
wake up. I
Are
know
you
that.
gonna go tell the cop that you got in a fight, you lost, and then you got fingered back to consciousness? No, you're not. You're just gonna go home, sit in the shower, crying game style, and cry about it, and then that's it.
Anyway,
in the
back to his
shower
head.
game
Sorry,
style.
back to my head.
So anyway, and the other one's alcoholic psychosis.
That
'Cause it
that
happens.
was a
That
But you don't
sucked to
have
get tattooed.
He
That
took
sucked
it like
to
a
get
champ.
tattooed.
Really,
that
like
feels like a rough spot.
the older you get, like when we were kids, we'd sit for 7, 8, 9 hours until somebody freaking tapped. And now we're old and we're like, fuck that 2 hours. We're like, screw you, stop. But
Yeah.
shout out Big Meese, who is the big homie.
Sacred Hand Tattoo.
Sacred Hand up
Nice.
in
Shout
Columbus. They're amazing up there. Joey Knuckles, my girl Tori, and big niece Levi.
Joey Knuckles.
They get all that shit done for you in your head.
Yeah,
That's a quality headpiece, man.
Yeah, so Meese
There you
did all the flooding and then the cicadas, and then did the DSM codes for him.
Not
Nate-
a lot of people can rock that shit on their face like
Nate
that.
did the
but
cicadas
it works.
first.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah,
Shout out to Nate.
shout out Nate Elrod.
Shout
my
out.
homie.
He did them first, and then we had to do the whole head over because we wanted everything to be the same color, the same flat Earth.
We were talking about that outside too. You have flat Earth theories
I
and shit like
don't
that.
have any theory. That's,
What do you mean? What's going on?
That's for Joey. The flat Earth reference is for Joey
The
Knuckles.
conspiracy. You guys could do 20 more episodes on Mr. Dibbs and his conspiracy theories. I mean, Presage was his.
Give us a
They-
quick one.
No, they'd have to listen to Presage first, and then I have to tell the whole Presage story, which I can't tell yet
Right.
because the record, the new,
They're doing Presage.
which we
2020.
couldn't make for 20 years. We had to wait 20 years to make the sequel. Had to wait
Are you guys astute on Presage?
20 years.
So it's
I
a
have no
group.
idea.
going on?
It's a Mr. Dibbs record that he did with Joe, who is the homie from out in LA. Anyway, and it came out a very, very long time ago. But it basically was a conspiracy theory based record, which
You can't tell anything about what I just said. That's it. We couldn't do a sequel for 20 some years.
right. So just sidebar, we decided to leap into the digital age, and we were trying to upload all of his works.
Can't tell them that either.
Yes, I can. I'm
Okay.
going to it.
I don't really have anything to say.
Upload it up to different platforms so that people could download. People were constantly asking for Turntable Hardcore 2 and where can I get Presage, because these are all out of print vinyl records that you can't get anymore, and none of it was really up to where people could download it, because he's like a generation and a half before all the
What?
digital shit, you know what I mean? And,
Right.
And so it's really hard to kind of parlay over into everything being so readily available anyway. But I can't get Presage up online because the government won't let us.
Wait, the government won't let you guys
That's
put
all
Presage
she can-
out there?
That's all she can tell you.
What's going on?
That'll be for another podcast.
All right,
Well,
dude. Hey,
So that's a guaranteed other sequel episode.
As long
Would
as
you come back on?
Yo,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you'll,
Oh yeah, for
dude,
sure.
let's do
I'll
another.
do that one, but you have to wait till the record is.
Well, can
The
we?
new-
I just
I'll
want
do
to talk about
2020.
I'll do
conspiracy.
5 fucking episodes in a
Have you
row
seen a
with this
UFO?
guy.
Have I?
Oh my God! Here we go.
What happened? Real quick. Let's get into this. I want to do this real quick before we go.
Uh-huh.
So
We're almost
he's got
done.
these
We
little. He's got these little things behind his ears, and they're bilateral behind both ears, little transmitters.
We have transmitters tattooed.
No, they're not tattoos. They're.
Oh, wow,
it's-
I
it's
see
a-
it, yeah.
it's-
Wait, what is it?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
That's
Bumps.
crazy, yeah.
Pull your ear up for me, Brad.
And what are those?
So
Oh, they're like subdermal implants, right?
But
So
they're
you
not.
have. Wait, what are they?
they're just there. They weren't there
Whoa.
when he was born, and then they popped up. He'll go on the alien thing all day long.
So you think you were abducted? Is that what you're saying? Or you can say like, or
Dude,
you
we
have
got
a
to do
theory.
another. Hold on, Pat. This will be the teaser. This will be the cliffhanger. All right. Hey, you want to check out Mr. Dibbs? You go to Spotify. You check his shit out. He's got everything up there on Spotify right now. Go and check out MrDibbs.com. He's got his website where you can buy his merch and shit like that. MRDIBBS.bandcamp. BANDCAMP.com. If you want to get some of his shit over there, or just MrDibbs.com. DIBBS, and Mr. fucking Dibbs, all one word on YouTube. He's also
Instagram.
got Scratch a Puncture, all one word, if you want to check out all the pre-CKY shit. And the next time he comes on, we'll talk to him about aliens. We're going to write this shit down, and
Yeah,
we're
let's get deep.
absolutely...
Fuck.
Hey, if you want to know more about this story, just keep listening to the Bastard Sermon. Wait until fucking Dibbs comes back on. We'll talk that story next time. We don't have time to talk about it this time, but fucking anything else that you want to drop before we get off here?
Wipe till it fucking bleeds.
Wipe till it bleeds, man. Make sure that asshole's clean. Nobody's going to lick your butthole if
Thanks
it's
for
not.
having me, guys.
Thank
Always.
you.
Thanks
was
for
a blast.
coming on, dude. It was awesome.
This was
You both
incredible.
were wonderful.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on the episode
For real,
with Dibbs.
thank you.
Yeah, this is fucking
Look
dope.
at camera.
Peace, guys.
That was